Kids Orchestra, serving over 1,400 kids. Build life skills through music. Tickets on sale now, along with limited edition t-shirts. Don't miss out on Baton Rouge's favorite food festival, Taste of Mid-City, March 30th. More info at tasteofmidcitybr.com.
Progressive knows when you're on your boat, you're already on vacation. And Vacation You forgets all your worries. Vacation You doesn't even keep track of time and knows that time is a meaningless construct designed to control us, man. But Regular You knows you don't want to be too far out in the water after the sun goes down because Vacation You doesn't know how to navigate in the dark yet. Vacation You and Regular You really need to get on the same page. So bundle your boat with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Welcome to Staples.
I hear Staples prints it all for any business.
You bet. And we'll beat any print quote.
So if I had a pizza place...
Staples can print signs, menus, pizza boxes.
A landscaping business?
Oh, we can print yard signs, t-shirts, brochures.
How about a pizza/landscaping business? I'll call it Dough and Mo.
I like it.
Right now at Staples, get up to $250 off your print purchase. Ends 4/5, exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
Discover a new standard of luxury at Genesis of Baton Rouge. Picture this: valet and concierge services, all complimentary for 3 years or 36,000 miles. Yes, you heard right. Luxury has a new address. At Genesis of Baton Rouge, we believe in innovative technology, uncompromising safety, and the luxury experience you deserve. Ready to elevate your drive? Visit genesisofbatonrouge.com today to explore our lineup and schedule your test drive. Luxury awaits. Genesis of Baton Rouge on Airline, across from Women's Hospital, or at genesisofbatonrouge.com.
Go bearded, that is. Hey there, my bearded brothers. It's Tommy Kissinger, owner of Go Bearded Beard Products Company. We sell beard products for men, oil, butter, balm, wash, and conditioner. We're also a community and brotherhood for the bearded. So check out our website for events that we have throughout the year for guys like you and me at gobearded.com. That's GEAUX bearded.com.
The Zurich is the best party in town. Meet at Tito's Lounge for a cocktail. Indulge in culinary delights from great New Orleans restaurants. Plus, stick around for live music with the Molly Ringwalds. Meet you at the Zurich. For tickets, go to ZurichGolfClassic.com.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. here on Monday, March 24th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect rainy skies with a high of 77. In hour one of today's show, we'll recap the LSU versus Texas baseball series. We'll talk some LSU spring football, and the LSU gymnastics team takes home the SEC title. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let's go, baby, let's go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Dude, they said I gotta come off the bench.
Now, here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yo! What's good, everybody? Hope you had an excellent weekend, guys. It is Monday, March 24th, 2025. It is time to start another week. Once more into the fray. Into the last good fight I'll ever know, to live and die on this show, T-Bob, Jake Alondra, and Tay-Tay hanging out with you. So happy to be here in studio on this fine Monday. Jake just informed us it is now it's raining everywhere, so be safe on the roads and whatnot this morning. Big weekend, ton to get to. LSU women dominating their tournament game Saturday night. Got a chance to go to the Sweet 16 coming up tonight. LSU baseball in a series that could only be described as a tale of two halves. What was a very promising beginning ends in bitter disappointment. Softball goes on the road, however, and they do not. They get it done. They don't quite come up with the sweet butt winning a big road series. It's the Bulldogs of Athens. Gymnastics dominates over the weekend, wins the SEC championship, a second dub over Oklahoma this season. You're probably going to need a third, but what a weekend for this defending champion gymnastics squad. We got some Saints free agent signings. LSU, a key addition, showed up for some LSU spring football. So as you can see, we got a lot to get to on today's show. Oh, and March Madness going on, right? Everybody's brackets and everything. God, I was really sick of people talking to me about their brackets by the end of this weekend, but that's fine. I'm excited to do some more of it today. I just don't know where to go with the conversation ever. I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah. All right, that's what you got? Oh, all right. Okay.
Attaboy. Go get him.
I had Clemson. Yeah. So we're going to get into March Madness as well. Also, because I don't want you to all think that I just come in here and celebrate my wins. Spent all weekend at Bocage at a tennis tournament. And mixed doubles. Me and Kaylin got absolutely smoked. 2 in barbecue. Shout out to Brooke and Charlie. 6-1, 6-0. Dominated us. And then we dropped down a loser's bracket. We're thinking maybe we have a chance, and Erica and JD put that to bed.
All the names that you just said.
6-4, 7-5.
I'm not surprised you got beaten tennis by them.
Yeah, true. It was a very fun weekend, though. Very, very, very good time. Very fun weekend. But no dubs. No dubs for their boy.
It's all right.
Unfortunately this week.
All right. Get back on the saddle.
Yeah, man. Hey, look. You don't get better by playing people that you're better than. That's what I always tell Caitlin.
True.
Like, you have to play people that are better than you and lose to get better.
Yep.
There's like an old Chinese proverb that's like, when you lose to somebody, thank them because they just educated you for free. So thank you to Brooke, Charlie, JD, and Erica. Even though the second match was like the first time where I've actually gotten a little mad. And I didn't show it. I didn't yell at anybody or anything. I was very kind.
Well, you did just internally.
Match. But like I was like very kind the entire time. But then like I told my wife to get the F away from me and went and sat down alone for 5 minutes and just like had to like digest it and get my head straight. My pride was really hurt going 2-Q.
Yeah.
But what are you gonna do?
All right, man. So you're gonna get back on that horse. That's what you're gonna do.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Nowhere to go but up. Brush up. What's up, though, Jakey? How's your weekend, dude?
It was great. We spent it all weekend at the baseball field. Overall, between Hudson and Memphis, it's 6-2 weekend. So a lot of good baseball. Weather was fantastic. Really enjoyed being out there, and I didn't have to hear about anybody's bracket because they were worried about baseball and not basketball.
Oh, shocking!
Yeah, so it was like utopia of weekends to stay away from that conversation, and again, see some good baseball. So.
I would have thought that a little league tournament would be like ground zero infested with bracket talk on this weekend.
More like LSU-Texas.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably than that.
Again, geez. It's almost like that escalated quickly. Like it was all so good. You felt so dominant, and then everything fell apart. Alondra, I saw you online flirting with blaming yourself, internally debating over your takes and whatnot. Where did we land at the end of this weekend?
No, so I was like doing the mush thing, like how you're always the mush.
Yeah.
But I actually still stand by like everything that I said. I just don't think that LSU went out there and executed the way that they usually do.
Mm-hmm.
And I also think that there was some mismanagement of the bullpen.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll get into all of that when we start to break down the games. Tay, how are you doing? How was your weekend?
Guys, I got in the first grass cut of the season yesterday, right before the rain came.
Back.
So look, we are back. Okay, I knew that the rain was coming. I was like, I got to get this in. Didn't start till 6:30 last night. Wasn't done till almost dark, but I got the front and back done. We are feeling good.
Well, and I'll revisit that in a minute, but we should mention that on Friday, the LAB Awards happened. And congratulations to all of our coworkers who took home awards. But the biggest of congrats to our girl, Alondra Villarreal, who was named Young Professional of the Year. An actual young person winning the award.
Person that is
young.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you passed the baton to me.
Yeah, literally. Again, for those who don't remember, I won this at 35 years old last year.
Hey, buzzer beater. Speaking of March Madness.
Yeah, does not really. Whatever. The point is, though, there is nobody else in the world that I'd rather pass it down to, Alondra.
That's right.
So congratulations.
Thank you. Very appreciate it.
Speech.
Thank you to everybody.
I just want to thank God.
I just want to thank God, my parents. But yeah, no, I'm very grateful for it. I know like awards are kind of one of those things where some people are like, oh, they don't really mean anything. But like, I just feel like sometimes I like work.
Yeah.
And then like, it can sometimes feel like it goes unnoticed. So getting the award is really validating.
Absolutely.
And then what really made me extra validated was seeing everybody talk about how deserving it is. So very appreciative. Thank you so much, T-Bob, Jake, Taylor, because y'all are the best.
Weekend winner.
Y'all give me a good platform. So
Our own Alondra.
thank you.
Villarreal. It's awesome. Wait, did you see Murphy, Sam, and Jody?
I did, and
Did you interact with them?
I did not.
They were like, oh, these hands
When
are
I
ready
saw
to eat
them
for
last
everyone.
year, I was like,
I will
hey,
say,
I was like, yeah, what's up, y'all? Like,
I think
congrats.
Murphy came up to our table and said something to Matt, and I just was like,
last year I straight up was like,
said something to Matt.
Yeah.
Oh, you think there's I remember last year I
have some thoughts.
I said
that
something
I'll share.
Yeah.
I said something like, hey, what's up, man? Sorry, we're always talking crap. We're just messing around, whatever. And in classic lion do not concern themselves with the opinion of sheep.
He was like, who are you?
He did not know. He just had no idea they would even talk about him.
Yeah.
Kiss my ass. I ain't no sheep.
You have a show too?
Yeah, exactly.
Where
you
Murphy,
out of?
Sam, and Jody.
Exactly.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, national, bud.
Yeah.
It's
Both
like one of the
us.
guys is
Murphy,
like
Sam, and
one
Jody,
of the-
regional ass.
I'm just waiting for
Y'all
T-Bob
gonna
to
get me
introduce
fired
himself,
up.
and he's going to be like,
709. I'm gonna be in trouble now.
oh, Murph or Sam's going to be like, off the bench? Is that like a podcast?
Exactly.
Is that like
Exactly. It's like somebody's trying to recruit me to join whatever country club this weekend or athletic club or whatever. And he's like, pitch me and like won't stop talking. And then he's like, so what do you do for work? I was like, that's interesting. That's normally not how this conversation goes. Why do you want me so badly here? I only assumed it was because of the radio show. What have we been talking about for the past 15 minutes? I kind of enjoy that though. Shout out to Alon. Shout out to all the other winners. So who beat Whiskey and Wine for Digital Show this year? Do you know?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember too much.
It
I was trying to make. I was still kind
she
of
was
sick.
wasted, is what she's saying. She
Yeah,
has no
exactly.
idea.
I got hammered
She
at
has
the
no
awards.
idea what anybody.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was still kind
Show
of
some
sick on
decorum
Friday,
and some
so I was
tact.
just trying to get through it.
You feel better today?
Yeah, I feel much better.
Hell
She
yeah.
didn't even. Word is, she didn't even go get the award. Somebody else had to go get it for her. She was
That's not
plastered.
All right, so there's a million different ways that we can start the show when we get back. I think, though, obviously, we have to start with baseball. But again, we will hit on everything. It was a really big weekend. Huge shout out to the women's basketball team. Huge shout out to LSU softball. We'll get to baseball. Massive shout out to gymnastics as well. Saints, all of it. And if you want to be involved, youtube.com/1045 ESPN. Hit the like button. Share it with your friends. And we'll be back with more Off the Bench coming up next.
Off the bench.
Go to All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge. AllStarToyotaofBatonRouge.com is the website. And when you go to that website, you can, there's a bunch of things you can do. First off, you can search the inventory by keyword, make and model, or price, if that's going to, depending on what the parameters of your search are going to be. You can also go ahead and schedule a free consultation. You can actually order a vehicle from All-Star Toyota Express, like just whatever custom vehicle you want, right there on the website. I love the people at All-Star, though. I think that's how they separate the culture, the links they go to find you and your family the answers. So I would say go in and see the sales team and let them kind of be your guide. Also, remember the Service Center Collision Center open to all makes and models, and you get $250 towards your deductible. If you mention OTB, go to All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.
Yeah, go there today. Reserve your vehicle for spring break. If you are looking to rent something, maybe you need a van, maybe you need a large SUV, midsize SUV, whatever it is, they've got you covered. Go ahead, though. Call Miss Lisa Sessions today, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app.
Welcome to the 7th ranked morning sports show in America. Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Oh, what's happening, guys? Welcome in, OTB. Roll right along. Let's go ahead and get this show started.
It's time to get to work, courtesy of Tiger Labor and Staffing, where they can help take care of screening, training, payroll, and more. Now, for starters.
Tiger Labor and Staffing are the locals that are there for you for all of your reliable staffing solutions for warehouse, construction, and manufacturing positions. Remember, Tiger Labor truly vets their employees, okay? They build relationships with them. They're not just looking at the resume, at their job history, and then sending them out to you. They get to know every potential employee during the in-person onboarding process and over a cup of coffee at 5 a.m. every day. That's when they're dispatching in person. So, if you are short-staffed and you need help, you want to go to Tiger Labor and Staffing. Go to Tiger Labor and Staffing today. All right, let's go ahead then and get into this LSU baseball game. And it's so disappointing to be where we are here because for, if we have a 72-hour weekend for 36 hours of it, it looked like we were going to be coming here with the big swinging bat. Be talking crap. Oh, what happened, Texas? Here, LSU goes on the road. Friday night, they dominate 8-2. Cade Anderson, awesome. Bats, awesome. Just really stellar throughout. And then Saturday is a super exciting affair, a heavyweight back-and-forth battle in which every time one team scores, the other would answer. And in the sixth, LSU goes down 1, only for Derek Curiel to come up with a huge 2-run homer, take a 7-6 lead. And then nothing went right after that. I mean, again, up to that point, it was dominant. It was great. It was exciting.
Yeah.
And after that, it was just awful. In fact, you'd scored 15 runs in 15 innings up to that point. You scored 2 runs over the final 12 innings. Bats went completely quiet. Pitching started getting touched up consistently. And you could feel the momentum like a tidal wave start to consume LSU. And it started Saturday night. And maybe the disappointing part is that it felt as if it carried over into Sunday. Now, I mean, we should also acknowledge Chase Shores. I think opponents were batting like 286 against him coming into the Sunday. So you could be like, is it them being, a hangover from the Saturday loss, or is it just Shores maybe not being good enough against SEC pitching, SEC hitting? Well, we'll have more answers as time goes on. But just it's one of the unique parts about baseball that it could have felt so much one way halfway through this thing, and you emerge on the other side, not just feeling differently, but feeling the complete polar opposite.
Yeah, and look, if we're going to boil it down to maybe one thing you have to get fixed, because it's not just one thing, and this is still a really good baseball team, but if they want to get to where they want to get to, which is College World Series, they've got to fix their bullpen issues. They have to. And we could go back, we could go through the 6, 7, 8 hole hitters and needing to provide something, right? You got production actually from the bottom, your 9-hole hitter on Saturday's game, but you're throwing 8 pitchers, Texas is throwing 3, right? Like you're trying to find whatever it can be and solve the puzzle and turn the Rubik's Cube another time to try to figure out what your perfect combination is, but you don't know. You don't know right now, and you're throwing everybody out there, be it a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. It doesn't matter. You're trying to figure out what your best combination is because you've really got 2 bullpen arms that you feel confident with. I hope like maybe one day Gavin Guidry will come back like we just continue to hear next week and next week and next week. Feels like Chris Hilton all over again in football.
I've seen these stories all over the place. I feel like, too, if you read between the lines of somehow Jay talks about it, where it's a little bit like, your guess is as good as mine sort of feeling that, like, I think there's probably some frustration between the parties and what's going on, not unlike the Chris Hilton situation, like you said. So, I don't like what's going on there either. But even then, I mean, we don't know for sure if Gavin's going to be like that guy.
Fair.
We've seen him do it in stretches.
But
certainly.
you're right about that. And it's baseball.
Yeah.
And I mean, talk about the ultimate game of failure. And having to get those reps and having to be in the flow. But it couldn't hurt right now because you need help there and you need it immediately. And Evans obviously is going out there, and maybe that's something you take a look at to start a game. And he's going out there and fighting his what off, and he gives you confidence when you send him out there. But like the game like Saturday night, when you're trying to find a way to stop the momentum because your offense is clawing back, and they go down, then they claw back, and eventually he ran out, and that's because your arms couldn't stop the bleeding.
And maybe the most concerning part to me, and let's be clear, we're breaking in the games obviously, and when you lose a series, it's impossible not to be negatively tinged in the discussion. But I'm not like overly concerned about the team at large. This is somebody said baseball's about getting JV Senior. I think it said baseball's about getting hot at the right time. Perfect series IMO. Like that might be a little bit. That might be a little bit like sunshine spin zone. But I do kind of agree with what he's getting at there, which is there's very good lessons to be learned here. You got 1. You could have gotten 2. It was on the road in a very tough environment. Like you don't want to let this get you 2 down. But one of the things I am concerned with, Jake, you mentioned the bullpen, but it's also the fact that like Texas was not a particularly impressive offensive team statistically coming into this matchup. We broke that down last week. And so you're going to face teams that have been hitting much more consistent than what these Longhorns did. And so that's maybe the biggest red flag to me is the combination of the bullpen struggles with the fact that Texas may not be one of the better hitting teams in the SEC. Maybe they'll end up that way. For sure. But that's cause for concern.
Yeah, and you have Zach Cowan's been great. You mentioned Case and Evans, and I think you have to find at least two more people that you feel confident in because, and I'm with you. I mean, it's not like, oh my gosh, panic. You went on the road against the number 5 team in one poll in the nation, right? And you took a game and then you had another chance to win the second one there. But like, if I had to point to one thing, and I think that Alondra and Taylor, y'all would agree, like you have to find more arms. When LSU's at its best, when they won the national championship, think how many arms out of the bullpen that you had faith in, right? Our bad body God. You knew every time he was going out there, he was going to shove and he was going to stop whatever momentum the other team had.
Well, and I hate to...
We had 2, actually, bad body gods on that squad.
I hate to resurface this conversation again, but, I mean, it's hard to think back on those times with all the heroic pin performances with guys who I would say are less talented than the guys that you have right now. And you remember that, you had Wes Johnson, who took a twin staff that was bottom of the division and made them the best staff in the division, right? You had a next-level pitching coach. And I've always said this with Yeski, it might not be, on him as much as it is who he's following and the kind of expectation that he had set. So, I look, and so Yeski's going to have his chance to prove us wrong and to get this group doing. But it's a lot of talent. You can tell by how hard they throw everything else, but for whatever reason, just not achieving the consistency that you would want right now. Alondra, as our resident biggest baseball fan, how are we emerging? Give us your thoughts on the weekend.
Again, I still think that this is a really good LSU baseball team, and I still think Texas is obviously good, right?
Of course.
But I just, again, don't think that LSU executed the way that they have been the past couple weekends. And I think that, there really was, it was the pin. So I believe that if you're going to keep Cade Anderson on Friday night, right, and then you're going to start Anthony Ianson Saturday, I think that if Cade is going to continue to give you 6 innings, you can get 9 outs with your bullpen without Zach Cowan, and you can save him for Saturday or Sunday if you have to. I think that. Because, Connor Binge isn't bad. He struggled a little bit on Saturday, but he's gone out there and given you, at least 1 good inning. And I think that, with him, and then you have Case and Evans, too, if you want to keep him, in the back end of the bullpen as a reliever, I think that you can win with that on Friday nights, save Zach for somebody like Ianson that's not giving you the innings that Cade Anderson is. I mean, he did before, but the last 2 outings that he had, he pitched 3 innings.
No, I mean,
four innings on Saturday, and then 3 versus Missouri. So there's just something that if you rework it a little bit, I don't think that it's as bad as people think that it is.
I'm sure these are options that Johnson's exploring, but in the same token, to play a bit of devil's advocate, securing that Friday night win just felt so massive at the time. I mean, remember, I think I literally I said, please LSU on Friday, please do this, get that Friday night win, put Texas on the back heel, and make them find a way to win too. Unfortunately, they did, but I mean, maybe Johnson starts to, if he has a bigger lead on Friday night like you had, maybe in the future he starts to manipulate it a bit like that.
Sometimes I feel like Jay is a little too smart for his own good, and it turns into one of those paralysis by analysis kind of things, and you kind of try to be and I love Jay Johnson, and I really do think that he is a baseball genius. But again, sometimes it could be you kind of overthink it a little bit, and it doesn't work out.
Yeah. I mean, look, baseball is a game of making really vague decisions.
Yeah.
That are part analytic, part maybe your gut, how you know this guy's personality is and we've seen like Jay Johnson's going to forget more baseball than I'll ever know.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that every decision is going to be the 100% right one. I will ride with him with every decision. I think everybody will, obviously, but yeah, I mean,
he obviously knows better than I do.
Baseball management is incredibly vague to me, like Byzantine, and trying to decide where to sub, where to push, where to kind of apply pressure, and maybe I would love to know what he thinks he could have done better on the other side of this week, and how he feels about how it went. Taylor, what about you?
So defensively yesterday, it was everywhere. I mean, Jake Brown made multiple errors in the field. It was all over the place. Then you kind of had to move things around where you put Jared Jones at third, Jake Brown at first, just to keep them in the lineup when you needed the pinch hitter. So you kind of mix and match a little bit. My issue, I guess, kind of going back to the maybe the bullpen mismanagement multiple times this year before SEC play. The guy you went to in close situations when the game was on the line was Cason Evans. Saturday, late in the game, it started falling apart for you, but you still had a chance to win that game. You don't go to him. The first time Cason Evans stepped foot on the mound this weekend, you were down 4 runs with 4 innings to go yesterday.
Yeah.
That is your number one arm coming out of the bullpen. It has been all weekend long, and you didn't use him until essentially the series was already out of reach. I mean, you went to guys that are good but have been a little bit more shaky. I would have loved to have seen Cason Evans on Saturday because I get it. You were like, okay, well, who do we have for Sunday? It doesn't matter. If you win the Saturday game, Sunday essentially doesn't matter. If you win it, it's just a land yap. At that point, you've already won the series. I don't like the fact that you're down 4 runs with 4 innings to go. That's the first time we see Cason Evans all weekend. That can't happen.
I mean, we've seen that, though. I mean, that is a classic college baseball weekend rhythm.
Yeah.
Where you're playing that push-pull of do I, don't I, is it going to be better on Sunday? I mean, I think the thought was probably that it would be better on Sunday, that Evans would be the key to closing it out. But you left
Shores in way too long. I mean, like 2 innings too long. You left Chase Shores in way too long. He did not have it. Innings that he got out of, honestly, was just like double plays in the infield. Like, he did not have it yesterday.
I almost kind of felt like that was Johnson just, maybe even with the experience of a longtime coach being like, look, this is a process. We got a long season. I'm going to let this kid get bit up a little bit, you know? He's in the deep end. He's struggling a little bit. Let's see what happens when he starts to eat some of these punches. I could be wrong, but that was the feeling that I got.
Well, you also had to use 8 arms the day before.
Yeah,
right?
True.
So
True.
Not saying some of those guys couldn't come back. They technically could. But when you have to use so many, now I know you only had to use 2 on Friday night's game, but when you use 8 arms, it's like, all right, well,
God, you had
we know we have
Evans
Evans, but like maybe you're hoping can the offense do anything, and then if we get close, Evans can kind of come in here and either close the door or at least continue to keep us close. But
how about Volantis?
To Taylor's point, though, like he has said the same thing about Zach Cowan. Like when we put Zach Cowan in the game, we win games.
Yeah.
When you put Zach Cowan in the game, you were up 6-2. So like I feel like you could have saved him. Saturday it was a close game the entire time. Like you said, Saturday it was like a classic heavyweight battle where you're going like punch for punch. And that's when you needed somebody where you feel like, okay, when we put him in, we win the game. So like, yes, hindsight's 20/20, but like if you're asking me my opinion, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Like I feel like you could get 9 outs, which would have been what you needed Friday night with the pin, not including Cowan, and you could have saved it for Saturday when you needed it.
Yeah, and I mean, just to play devil's advocate, the devil's advocate side of that is, well, the same thing that happens Saturday happens Friday. And
but you were already like up.
You had a bigger
lead.
Yeah.
I mean, but guys, college baseball 6-2. It's like
I get it.
That can go I know it's not 7-6, but like that can still, that can get so hairy and sketchy so fast. But again, I'm just I think in a round table conversation like this, I think there's value in pointing out why you kind of feel like decisions were made, why they weren't, and because in the conversation it highlights how complicated these positions are to try to figure out.
The pitching's going to figure itself out, right? Like you could say, oh, mismanagement, whatever. They're going to get that corrected.
Yeah.
The bigger issue yesterday was you could do nothing offensively.
Yeah.
Ruger Riojas, the guy who pitched first SEC start of his career.
I know.
And then they bring in Dylan Volantis, a guy you had already seen just the day prior. He's coming out on short rest, and he was probably even better against you yesterday than he was on Saturday. A guy you had just
struck out 5, gave up no hits.
A freshman,
I'm mad about the Rojas thing, but on the Volantis front, you're just kind of okay, that dude's just a dog.
A freshman you had just seen the day before, still couldn't get anything going, and then Ruger Riojas, first SEC start of his career, you couldn't get anything going against either of those guys.
I mean, it did. I mean, again, 15 runs through 15 innings when the Curiel home run is hit, and then 2 over the final 12.
Which, shout out Derek Curiel, man.
Yeah.
Like, he continues to just be so impressive as a freshman. It's ridiculous.
Kept his on-base streak alive yesterday.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. It hurts, absolutely, because you know the missed opportunity that you had, right? You had a lead to take the series with 9 outs, and you blew it, and you end up losing the series. Or they take it. Blew it might be a bit aggressive. But either way, you're 4-2 in the SEC through 2 weeks. You're hitting the rhythm you need to hit. It was on the road. And what did we say to start the show? You know, when you lose someone, thank you. They just educated you for free.
Yeah.
Well, you got to learn from this, and they will learn from this.
Texas A&M would love to be 4-2 in the SEC.
Yeah.
I think it was Nookie who wrote it in the chat earlier.
Maybe the baseball gods are punishing me.
As Nookie points out, Florida, Texas A&M, and Kentucky were all in Omaha last season, and right now they are a collective 2-16 in the SEC. So again, 4-2, nothing to hang your head about.
No.
You're right on rhythm. But it just, I think that the emotion comes from the disappointment of what could have been.
Yeah.
You were right on the edge of being able to laugh at Texas, horns down, make fun of them, and instead the announcers on Sunday are able to do that head-rubbing, this series is going to be so much fun to watch over the years. You know, we're just going to get to watch these two heavyweight programs go toe-to-toe, and they're just glazing LSU and Texas history, knowing full well the only reason they're doing that is because the subtext of, they're both great, but Texas is better. Look, they just won this series after losing Friday night. Ugh, that triggered me. Also, a man tousled my hair this weekend.
A man did? A grown man?
In what setting?
I was sitting down watching my friends in one of the tennis matches. Know you. And he walked by and tousled my hair.
How well do you know this guy?
It doesn't matter if T-Bob knows you. Like, I've done it to T-Bob because I know he hates it. Yeah. And T-Bob was ready to fight.
I don't
it's
know.
The one thing he does not put up with.
But no, I don't really know him. It was just like
you do
but
it.
Like
you better be
you
ready.
said, you don't know anybody. I mean, I was so taken aback that I don't even think I had any room left for anger.
Yeah, I don't know what I would have said. Like, to your point, I'm like, did this guy like tousle my hair in a public setting and we don't know each other? Like, that's so wild.
A joke. I mean, I think we like met and stuff, but it's not like anybody too close. That was kind of wild though. I just think it's kind of let's just say it's like a firm rule. You don't tousle another man's hair. You know, it's not a kid.
Especially if his name is T-Bob.
That's like a child thing.
No, I know. I'm sitting down. He walks behind me. He does it.
Did he call you Mr. T-Bob?
I think I was like, huh? And I looked at him and he made a joke and kept walking.
What was the joke?
I don't remember. I was like Saving Private Ryan, I had like the tinnitus going through my ears, like everything was moving in slow motion. I felt shell shocked. Like, what just happened? How can you feel comfortable enough to do that?
One last thing.
Yeah.
I meant to say this when you were talking about Gavin Guidry, but my concern with that is the same thing that's happening with Chase Shores, where there was so much hype and
feels a little Thatcher Hurd to me.
Yes. And the thing is Chase Shores was a good pitcher. I don't think he's fully recovered or recovered it recovered the way they thought he was going to from his Tommy John surgery.
He has not pitched a lot.
Yeah.
You know?
So we have to let him, but it just
he's got to figure this out. He's got to figure out how he performs in these spots. Now, granted, it's not the hit the ground running that we were maybe hoping for. Since the last time we saw him, he was beating Tennessee like it's a true freshman. But I'm not out on Chase Shores. The sample size is too small.
No, I'm not out on him. I'm just saying I just wouldn't be putting all my eggs in the Gavin Guidry basket.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
That's just at this point with Gavin, it's just kind of a situation where it's like
the Chris Hilton thing.
You just hope.
Yeah.
You just hope that it happens and that it's good, but I'm not going to expect anything out of it until we get there. So there it is. Little baseball breakdown, guys. Again, a weird weekend.
I did tally it up as you were talking about that. Between Florida, A&M, South Carolina, and Mississippi State, those teams right now in league play, a combined 2-22.
Good God.
2-22.
Some of the best teams, some recent national champions.
My guy Nick is what's going on over at Kentucky?
I don't know.
Kentucky at least has 2 victories. They matched the total of these 4 teams. They're 2-4, and they've played good baseball teams. Florida 0-6, A&M 0-6, South Carolina 1-5, Mississippi State 1-5.
Jeez. So again, 4-2.
Hey, but
LSU.
State comes to the box this weekend.
Screw Texas, dude. I know Alondra's happy.
No.
All right, when we get back, more off the bench.
Off the bench.
Go to Boudreaux's Electrical. Boudreaux'sElectrical.com, guys. Boudreaux's, man, I mean, you can probably guess by the name, but they're local. And they've been family run since 1982. Bruh, this is the boot. How could you not trust Boudreaux's Electrical to handle your Generac home generator? They're one of the premier Generac dealers in all of Louisiana, and they have incredible financing deals, low as $159 a month. And you make sure that your power stays on and your home is protected. And we get it. This is a large investment, okay? And so that's why at Boudreaux's, we like to say everybody's a VIP. 24/7 monitoring, stay on top of your system, make sure it's ready to go when you know it. Go to Boudreaux'sElectrical.com.
Yeah, pick up the phone as well. Go ahead and schedule that consultation. Request that free quote that we always talk about as well. 985-397-1562 on the North Shore here in Baton Rouge, 225-300-9389.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac. Our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Back to sports talk. Maybe. Off the bench.
It's very funny how this job can work sometimes simply because Dylan Volantis' name is Volantis, which is I believe it's somewhere in Valyria in Game of Thrones.
Let's see.
It might be one of the islands around Pentos and all that. But what it led to was an entire commercial break of me shouting at Alondra, not for anything she said, but because of my anger with Jon Snow, how the Night King was built up for a decade and lasted one episode. Just, oh man, I got
the
triggered
oldest
hard.
And the first colony of Valyria.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
See, Volantis, shout out. God, Dylan. Pretty good. He felt like he had some of that Valyrian blood magic in him.
He really did.
Over this weekend. Anyway, I'm sorry about again, Alondra, I was not yelling at you. I was yelling
We agree.
At the showrunners.
We agree. We were just saying different things.
You know,
yes.
Anytime you yell at me during break, you don't come back and apologize.
Shut up, Taylor,
why is that?
God!
Well, I'm just a girl, so.
I'm literally just a girl.
I'm just a girl.
All right, so March Madness, guys. Sweet 16 is set. Chalk ruling the day. I mean, again, maybe not the most exciting from the perspective of we love Cinderellas, but is exciting for what it sets up coming up next. I don't know about y'all. My favorite part of the weekend was, what is his name? Dare Queen?
Yeah, the
Dare
buzzer
Queen
beater.
over the weekend. Me and the Cannon were sitting there outside yesterday watching the end of that game. Dare Queen gets the ball, little gather, high off the glass, game winner as time expires, but it is the post-game interview that made him so badass. Basically, the coach saying, I asked who want the ball, and he said, give me the MF and ball. So I did. And they asked him, you were like, where did that come from? You weren't nervous? Or anything? He's like, I'm from Baltimore. I was like, okay, dude, hell yeah, dude. Let's go, DQ. The freshman. So, but it was a great weekend. It was a great weekend of basketball.
I enjoyed it. I mean, there was some really good games. Like you said, there wasn't a ton of upsets, but like Florida, UConn, that was a great game. Gonzaga, Houston was a great game.
Oh wait, did Gonzaga end up? They end up losing?
Yeah, they did. I mean, they were down. They were down 3. They had a chance for the final shot, and Houston's #1 defense in the nation stepped up when it had to. They stole the ball from Gonzaga. They couldn't get a shot off, and so Gonzaga had to foul them. Ends up being 81-76, but. Gonzaga doesn't go to the Sweet 16 for the first time in 9 years.
Yeah. Paul says, thanks for ruining Hester's Picks Friday, T-Bob. I didn't go back and look at how
it's the only time I've ever gone over.
It went over. Oh, my God, dude.
You've got something going on.
No,
right
I quit. I got to, I think I got to like 3-20, and I quit betting. I think I'm just going to take this tournament off.
Yeah.
0-2 at the tennis tournament, 3-20 on my bets so far. Just got to tap my helmet and say, it's not my weekend. It's not my day. I will see you next March, but y'all enjoy the rest of this thing. Ugh.
It's all right. It's all right.
God.
Just whenever I make the picks on Thursday.
I literally mushed your pick so hard that it went over.
Mm-hmm. It's the only over day I've had.
A man who's been hitting at like a 65% rate, and simply because I put my name. That is awful. That's. I'm sorry.
I knew it was going bad when I was heading home Friday night, and I see a text from T-Bob, like, kind of apologizing to Jake, be like, I took these bets too hard. I'm like, I hadn't checked. I don't know what happened.
I was also trolling Rivers on Friday. I was like, don't worry, I just bet Mississippi State, which I did. And, well, look at what happened there.
Yep.
Again, mathematically impressive how badly I've been. Shout out to
your bracket over there. I just went and X'd out.
It's got some red on it.
What?
Like for me and you, I went with a marker and did it. You have like one team that still like is in the Final Four, can actually make it. You have one.
Yeah, sorry I went with bold picks. Unlike you nerds.
I still got 7 of my 8 Elite 8.
UConn should have beat Florida.
The St. John's one hurt me. I have 11 of 16, Sweet 16, but the St. John's one, like I had them going to the Final Four, so that's going to hurt me later.
All right, I do want to talk more March Madness later because I want to get into like Coach Cal and Patino and whatnot in that game. But I want to talk about this LSU women's team coming up next here on OTB.
Off the bench.
Hey guys, Pelican Roofing. They are your roofing experts for Lafayette, Baton Rouge, and the surrounding areas. Back there, South Louisiana's most trusted roofing experts. And if you don't believe me, look at the now over 500 5-star reviews. And so look, if you want to explore some storm-ready roof solutions, you want to take advantage of unmatched roofing expertise and customer service, you can go to the brand new website, pelicanroof.com. It looks beautiful.
Yep.
You can use it's a quote tool, type in your address, get a quote. You can text them from the site. You can get a free estimate by sending an email. There's like a million different ways in which they can help you. Remember, they have employees every single step along the process. They have dedicated employees. That's all they do. And what that assures is a quality of service and work to you, the customer. Go to pelicanroof.com.
Hey, look, and T-Bob said it. It's not just us saying it. It's not just Google saying it. Of course, Google 4.8, but Facebook 4.9, Yelp 5 out of 5. Everybody saying it. You will as well. PelicanRoof.com.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe. My whole team on wild.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Back from the break, where the sports talk gets real. Kinda. Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back. LSU women's basketball back in the PMAC today. 5 p.m., guys. Pack out the PMAC. A trip to the Sweet 16 is on the line. And it'll feature 2 of the highest scoring teams in the entire country. In fact, this is a great stat in today's Advocate. There are 4 teams in the women's tournament that have at least 3 players that average 15 points apiece, and these are 2 of them. FSU also bringing the nation's leading scorer into the building tonight, and Tania Latson. So it's going to be a great game tonight. Probably a better game than the one over the weekend, as the LSU women completely dominate, beating San Diego State 103-48. Just a solid set the tone 55-point first round win there, Jakey.
It's something that we have used in locker rooms everywhere I've ever played. Nothing says it has to be close. There's not a rule saying it has to be close.
True.
And I love LSU going out there, putting their foot on the pedal, never letting up, because that creates confidence that you can take into the next game, into 2 rounds down the road. You go blow out a team like San Diego State, and we said it at the time, not a bad basketball team. I know they were a 14 seed, but in the Mountain West, that was a good basketball team, and you left no doubt who the best team was. And if you watch the game and you watch the way that the players were in the game, celebrated the game, interacted during the game, they were all in for the entirety of the game. And so I think that is good momentum. Because, look, Florida State didn't have a hard game against George Mason either.
No.
So I think you needed that momentum. You needed that confidence of going out there, smashing a San Diego State, heading into this game against Florida State, where you're still an 11.5-point favorite, but all the things you just said, when you have the nation's leading scorer in a game like basketball, if there is ever a sport, a team sport, where one individual can take over a game and maybe even go win a game for their team, it's basketball.
Yeah.
So you have to know that. I'm excited about it. And also, EJ and I are going to be on air today, and I'm going to talk mad-ish all show long.
Let's go. I mean, isn't that the whole March Madness thing, right? If you have one like a great guard that can just take over a game, that's how you end up.
Guards win tournaments.
Steph Currying your way to an Elite Eight at Davison and whatnot. So again, now I do love. Will it be Flage D'ing up Tania? I'm guessing, or no?
I would assume Flage or Michaela. Kim does like to put Michaela on the leading scorer a lot of times, even though Flage is good at D. We'll see. It'll be one of those 2.
So it could be last year Poa as well, because you don't want Flage's legs maybe having to go through that, because what she means offensively, right? And Poe is somebody that's been a defender, and
that's true.
She's shown that she can go out there and obviously go against some of the best. And I'm not even saying she's your best option, but I think when you look at it in the totality of the game, you want Flage to be able to offensively still go out there and have that spring in her step. And if you're guarding somebody all game long, will that be there? But then, I mean, look, first quarter, you go out there, it's not working, you can quickly make that change.
Yeah, so and I think also Saturday, everybody back, everybody healthy, a great sign as what a statement to kind of kick off the tournament with. Now, obviously, go take care of business at 5 p.m. today. Go pack out the PMAC. Go make it loud. Make it crazy. The key difference here, so LSU averages 85 again. Florida averages 87, but there is a defensive difference here. LSU gives up 84 points per 100 possessions. That's actually top 40 in the country. Florida State gives up 91 per 100. That's 148th amongst Division I teams. So Coach Mulkey always preaches defense, the importance of it, the fact that it wins championships, and, well, it's going to have to win tonight if you want to beat the Seminoles in advance of the Sweet 16. Hour 2 next.
Off the bench.
Go to Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness, yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. Empowering men's health in Baton Rouge, guys, because we are, I love the word empower, right? Because aging feels like you don't have any agency sometimes, right? You're just along for the ride, or at least that's how it's been for most of human history. It doesn't have to be that way anymore. We have the technology. We can rebuild him stronger, faster, harder with Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Go to yourgoodwood.com today. Get your labs drawn. Let's reach our full potential in 2025. Yourgoodwood.com.
Yeah, you can schedule your appointment right there on the website. Get everything booked and ready to go. But also, while you're at the website, check out what they can do for you. There are so many different things. They are not a one-trick pony. They have a list of services, and they are waiting for your call. Go ahead and schedule today, yourgoodwood.com.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. here on Monday, March 24th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect rainy skies with a high of 77. In hour 2 of today's show, we'll break down LSU spring football. We'll talk about the latest signing for the New Orleans Saints as well. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let's go, baby, let's go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah, 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 yeah!
Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Hey, they said I gotta come off the bench.
Now, here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back out number 2 of OTB. Hope everybody's having a great time. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Let's have ourselves a great Monday. How about that, guys? Talk a little March Madness. Broke down a lot of LSU's results over the weekend. We got some Saints free agency news to get to, some LSU football news to get to as well, and more March Madness as well. Remember, pack out the PMAC, guys. 5 p.m. today, the LSU women's team taking on Florida State. And lest you get complacent, just remember that little chubby redhead kid that once said you can't spell LSU without the L. Because anytime we get a chance to square up with the Seminoles, that is the kid firmly planted in my head. And so wherever you are, kid, suck it, nerd. You're probably
in class.
Like 13 or something now. And, well, actually, I can't even be mean. That was a very insecure time for me in my life. So I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying confident.
He might be going to a Hawks game dressed emo from head to toe with his old man.
Exactly, right? Suddenly you start caring about girls, and then you become aware of like, oh wait, maybe I'm not like what girls want, right? And it's just junior high is a rough time. So I hope you're doing okay, kid. But I do hope that if you're watching today's game, that you get very upset about it and LSU beats Florida State. 5 p.m. in the PMAC, pack it out, get crazy. So we took a team picture in our denim on Friday, and I don't know why. Maybe it was my head tilt, my closed eyes, but I don't feel like I looked like this in the outfit just in a moment-to-moment basis, but for some reason in the picture, I look like a Canadian lesbian. I can't explain it, but it's one of the more shocking pictures. I think I'm done with getting on the edge of iPhone pictures.
What do you mean?
It never goes well for the people on the edge.
You want to be in the middle of the frame.
I don't know if it's a warping of the, I don't know what it is. I feel like.
I think the edge is fine. You you need to pose a little better.
I feel the people on the edge always look a little wider.
Do they?
I'm almost positive
I think
here.
it was your pose.
I don't think
could be wrong.
I look wider, but to your point, my face is a lot more round in that picture than I feel like it normally is.
Maybe the camera just adds. Maybe the camera just adds. Maybe
Can we pull the pickup?
Let's dive in. Let's Joe Friday this.
Yeah.
thing.
Also, bad job by you, Taylor, not having the fat redhead kid. I shouldn't say fat. I'm just kidding.
Whoa!
I did not mean that. He's not at all. He's not
Gray
at all.
to a 10-year-old.
He's not at all.
Hold up.
He's not at all.
Okay, but hold on.
He isn't even chubby.
Wait,
He's just a little kid.
If a kid's fat, he's fat. That
No,
kid
he's
there is
not. He's
fat.
not, though. He's
Taylor.
not. That's what I'm saying. He's really not. I'm just being aggressive.
Go to the one on my
Projecting.
Twitter.
Projecting.
Because that's the one where T-Bob's got the weird head tilt going.
It's a happy head tilt.
How many head tilts do you have? Because your head's tilted here, too.
I tilt my head when I smile a lot of times. So I'm happy. And at that point, it had a couple beers. You know?
You looked 4 beers deep in that.
Yeah. I mean, I ended up getting 5 beers deep before it was all said and done Friday morning.
Is that thunder?
That
Wait,
is
I'm
thunder.
so dead. Taylor's like, have y'all seen the guy that's like...
I think that's a great picture of us. What do you mean? Like, I think it's your stance.
That
more
one's
than,
this one doesn't even. I don't really look super lesbian
like here's
there.
this is the one that T-Bob thinks he looks lesbian in. Great picture.
Yeah, it's a great picture. Your stance is.
It's the stance.
That looks like a person who leases a Subaru.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
it does.
1,000%.
You don't lease one, Bo. You own 2.
Yeah. I don't know.
And you don't go anywhere without your dogs.
Me and
I do
Alondra
need a
look
haircut.
great.
I know. I think we
don't
look
go
great.
anywhere without your dog. That's funny.
Tay, you look good.
I think Taylor
the
with a
edge of the
smarter
picture.
pose than me. Yeah, I know, but look, he's turning his shoulder in more.
Yeah. Arms
So
look
y'all-
great.
More of a
But-
wide front.
What's
I'm
crazy
saying
is-
I look fine. My head looks weird.
Yeah.
The shape of it.
Yeah, you look
I feel
fat.
like my head's
I
not
agree.
normally
Y'all
shaped
all
like
went one hand in the pocket.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
I
we
didn't get the
didn't
memo.
we? Oh my god, I
Well,
didn't even realize that.
Well, I had my arm around Alondra, so did
Me and
T-Bob,
Taylor are holding,
and I
or me
thought
and Jake are
Taylor-
holding hands behind Alondra.
Yeah.
We kind of are, and I thought
Yeah.
Taylor was gonna maybe put his arm around me. Sorry,
he
guys.
didn't.
Well, I'm
Wow.
grabbing the rail, I think.
Looks
What
like
a team
they just
picture.
beat
though.
Lady Antebellum for the CMA.
Can beat them, but we can't beat Murphy Salmon.
If I listen to Dear Delilah was a photo, yeah.
Well, we do. We talked about that. We were
Yeah.
trying to have a Dear Alondra segment.
Yeah.
So yes, all that's factual.
We still need to do it.
And look, I once a month, if we have like a team bonding Friday outfit, I'm okay with it.
Oh wow.
T-Bob, this is a perfect comment. Brennan Huff says, Taylor trying to seduce the photographer and T-Bob trying to seduce all the men who see the picture.
Taylor is hitting a very corporate-ass, confident pose here.
That is his LinkedIn profile picture right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Chris Marler said Taylor looks like he's about to drop an absolutely fire Christian rock album.
I mean, that screams success. So
I'm not going to lie. I would say everybody, because anytime you go all denim, you start to veer into Christian rock album territory.
And we did that on purpose, too. There were some people that are like, y'all showed up to work, ironically, like that. No.
We were having a
you should have
I mean, Jake looks pretty Christian rocky there as well.
Oh, I'm country. Country Christian.
Jake is.
I feel like I'm giving a little like
Jake's
Janis
country
Joplin
rock.
a little.
Yeah. I'm country rock for sure. Something country is my vibe.
The dark denim gives like country rock, like a Brantley Gilbert style, something like that.
I don't know who that fella is, but him.
That's kind of the vibe you give off to me.
Looks like an ad for a Gap secondhand store in Latvia.
Gap does have a lot of denim. That's
looks like a stock photo in a frame from Michael's. Yeah, I mean, not true. Maybe if the background was more
generic.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. The background's a little too specific. How the worship team looks at you when you miss last Sunday.
Waiting on you to come in the door. Just waiting on you.
Oh, man.
Taylor does look like that.
Do you have ready for a prostate exam? I mean, I guess I am, right? When you get so I've never done this as an adult. I'm getting my first full body kind of adult doctor checkup, right? It's a thing you're supposed to do every year, I think, once you get to be like 35.
I don't know. I'm the world's worst at that. Katie gets on me all the time for not doing the things that you're supposed to do once you reach 40.
So you don't know if I'm going to get a prostate exam or not on Wednesday then when I go.
You're going to the doctor just because on Wednesday?
Well, no, to get like I've been told. He told me like a year ago. Hey, you're 35 now. You know, you should just come in, get everything, done, and see the doctor.
I thought you could wait till you were like 45.
I thought it was 40.
Yeah, like it's somewhere in the 40s.
I think it's probably just to establish kind of a baseline as you start to get to the age in which this matters. Also, I mean, I think, look, the medicine we have now, if you catch anything, right, if you catch it earlier, then it's always going to be better. So whatever. No, not a colonoscopy, though. That's not in play. I got that when I was mentally in my head a few years ago, and they said I don't have to do that for like another decade.
Oh, okay.
I'm just wondering if
you were
a general
freaking out about the other week?
Just peeing too much, right? And
so a prostate exam.
I would think so.
Yeah.
Here's something a little out of pocket.
Cough.
I saw the doctor's wife this weekend that I'm going to.
Yep,
no.
I already know that
and I
is going to be out of pocket.
so on Wednesday, I'm going to see hubby. I was like, I think he's going to stick his fingers inside me. We'll have that in common.
Oh, no.
No, you did not.
She did. It did not get the laugh that I thought it would. No, it was a little awkward. It was a little awkward. But,
so okay, I was right. I was telling you about this Friday.
You have to get a laugh from it.
I know. I don't know. Maybe
if you shoot your shot like that, I'm gonna give you a laugh.
It was whatever. Caitlin kind of laughed more than she did, which I was like, yes, that's right, Pooh. That's you my dog. Thank you. They won't check prostate. Okay. Well, that's disappointing.
I was about to say, you just felt disappointed right there.
Yeah. Oh, well. We'll
better
figure
make
it
it 3.
I think that's a good joke.
He got pretty serious with some nurse he started dating. You want me to use 2 fingers? Better make it 3.
Wait, what is this
That's
from?
the end of Road Trip with Sean William Scott.
I've never seen Road Trip, actually.
What?
I know.
I've never seen
I'm
it.
not. Yeah, but I'm not surprised with T-Bob. T-Bob's never seen.
He's 35 though.
Yeah.
That was
that should
in
be
his
surprising.
wheelhouse.
That should be surprising. That is surprising because that is wheelhouse, and I've seen all the other movies
Euro
that
Trip.
ilk and era.
Time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Such a good movie.
If it's a general physician, it's just blood work. Go see a urologist for butt stuff. Okay. No. For sure.
Jake, did you ever hear the conspiracy theory around that movie?
I did not.
Okay, so Barry, he was the narrator, but he didn't actually go on the trip.
Right.
People were saying that none of the characters in the movie were real. Barry just made up a good story so people would sign up for the school. Because remember at the end, everybody's like, that's such a great story, I'm signing up. And he got credit for people that signed up. And they're like, he made up the whole story. It's like a rumor that none of it actually happened.
I can see
So
that.
that's not my favorite. My favorite urban myth of that ilk is the Ferris Bueller one. Have you seen that?
I have not.
That Cameron, and if you don't know Ferris Bueller, of course, Cameron's having a sick day.
Yeah.
He hits up Ferris Bueller, and they go on this fantastical adventure all day. But when you think about it, it's a very good chance it's all in Cameron's head, right? Some extreme stuff happens, including at one point taking over an entire parade and dancing all through the streets. And when you look at Ferris Bueller, is he not like a projection of cool? Especially to a guy like Cameron, who's anxious and insecure.
Yeah.
And it's very much who he wants to be. So maybe it was all in Cameron's head.
Maybe.
Like Cameron was there, but Ferris wasn't.
Maybe not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe Cameron's just walking around like a little sick, just,
going to the Cubs game
Ferris,
by himself.
Ferris was who he wanted to be.
Yes.
Like he wasn't actually.
Yeah, he had the, he had the good-looking girlfriend.
Same. Sloan was the
he
girlfriend.
I'm guessing
he wanted.
Sloan would just be a part of the projection.
Yeah, because that's the girlfriend that he wanted. Ferris was the guy he wanted to be. That makes sense.
What if it's just a fun movie?
That's probably more likely.
Yeah.
But
it is a fun movie.
Always
one of my favorite movies of all
Cameron
time.
on Ferris Bueller, I started watching Succession again. Yeah. I've already seen it, but like I restarted it last night.
So that's interesting because that's a show that is awesome.
Yeah.
But I don't know why the
rewatch
impulse to rewatch.
Because I don't remember the 4th season all that well. So
you
I'm like,
jump
let me
straight
just.
to 4?
No, I was like, well, let me just rewatch the whole thing.
I would
just
be
in
the
case.
opposite. I would be like, I want to go rewatch season 1 because, like, to build my foundation back now that.
Well,
I know
that's what she's
I know.
doing, right?
that's what I'm
that's the
doing.
trickle down logic. That's why I'm laughing. I love that you're like, well.
I might as well just
I
rewatch
do
the
want to
whole
see.
thing.
I get to see reach season 4, but if we're gonna do that, then I gotta understand the context.
Yeah.
And I gotta
I
go
would
3, 2,
rewatch
1,
it
and
for
all
sure.
that.
I would rewatch it.
I don't like starting. If I haven't seen it in a while, I don't like starting at like the end of it. If that makes sense. Like I just might as well rewatch the whole thing.
The end of season 1 to the beginning of season 2 of Succession is phenomenal.
I think it's all pretty phenomenal.
I mean, it is, but that's like my favorite part. End of 1 into the beginning of 2.
My favorite part is Wamsgams.
Yeah, I love him.
He's just so funny.
I keep seeing him in like older things that like I'll watch now, like from him.
Oh, he's a British fella.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy.
I'm really enjoying White Lotus as well. It's taking me forever to get through. Oh, Severance ended on Friday.
I started Severance.
And I'm not as head over heels as a lot of people seem to be. I would say season 2 was solid. I'm still in. I'm not out. I didn't quite get maybe the answers I wanted, but they did enough interesting things to keep me around for the next time. Maybe it won't be another 3 years or whatever it was between these last seasons.
So I don't know what it is, but I'm going through this weird thing where like I can't watch unsettling stuff anymore. Like I used to be able to watch like psychological thrillers, like Black Mirror, stuff like that, but like even Severance is a little too like mind effery for me right now. I don't know what it is. I used to be able to watch stuff like that, but it just makes me think a little too much.
That is my favorite part about the show.
Yeah.
Is the core premise, which of course, which is that like you get a chip in your brain, and when you go to work, basically you shut off and another consciousness comes online, so you never have to work. You get paid and everything, but like you're never consciously working. You're just like checking in, and then next thing you know, you're waking up and you're done.
But at work, you're trapped at work.
But at work, yeah, you have a work consciousness, which works or whatever. But the ways they play with that, in my opinion, is the best part of the show.
Yeah,
it creates some really mind-bending scenarios between characters and sometimes between themselves.
So basically, what I've gathered, I haven't seen the show. It's like when you're at work, you only think of work stuff. You don't really know that you have a life outside of it.
Think of it like you literally had 2 separate consciousnesses inside of you, and it's almost like you'd be going under for a surgery. So you would walk the second you cross the threshold into guarantee. Your consciousness now goes off, and another one comes online, and the next thing your consciousness now knows, you would be like essentially coming back when he walks out the building.
Yeah.
So you have no memory of what goes on at work. So basically, to you, you're just living. You're never working.
I actually like that.
But
Yeah,
when you're
I
at
think
work,
that's cool. Plus, like,
it sounds
no
appealing
excuse
to a lot of
work
people.
on the weekends. Be like,
Yeah,
I don't even
no,
work
exactly.
there.
No,
Like,
it's why it's tempting for a lot of people. You hold down a job where you don't ever have to consciously, actively work.
I like this idea.
But what happens to your innie, right? And that's the show. It's a good one. It's a good one. But I gotta say, there's some. So I'm behind on White Lotus, but I'm watching it. The female trio,
this season
in White Lotus, is maybe the best acted trio of characters I've ever seen in my entire life. I grew up around country club women. I still see them to this day. And
Michelle Monaghan's one of them, right?
Yes. But it's the blonde, I can't remember her name, who is really the superstar. And it to me, this woman who in the show lives in Austin, short blonde hair. And it is just, my God, it's perfect. It makes me like uncomfortable. Like I've seen my mother and other women around her. Like I've seen these interactions firsthand. I've seen throughout my entire life. And it's fantastic. Simply fantastic. Anyway. Sorry, I didn't mean for this segment to just be like, hey, what's good out right now? But alas, here we are. Anybody else before we get back to the sports next segment? Anybody else want to chime in on anything entertainment-wise you enjoyed over the weekend or anything of that ilk?
Mm-mm. Snow White's bombing at the box office.
Yeah. Is Snow White out?
There you go. That's why it's bombing. I didn't even know either.
They're going to lose like $200 million.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies.
I'm assuming live action.
Yeah.
It's live action.
Stop making those.
And it's one of those movies where you can't even talk about it because it's been politicized to death.
Yeah.
Wait, I missed. You got to tell me in the break.
It's all over the place.
I don't really know
I
why.
mean, it's even got a little like Israel Hamas in there. Like it's been political. Not like the movie. I've never seen a movie. It's been hugely politicized by all sides. It's become this like battleground for that. But apparently, if you just actually take the movie on its own merit, it's not very.
It also sucks.
Yeah. A lot of people saying it kind of feels like a made-for-TV movie, despite the fact that it cost $250 million to make.
$250?
I know my daughters want to see it so bad, and I'm like, "Ooh, you got this, Mom." I don't think this one's gonna be for
Snow White's for girls. That's what you should use.
And I love Snow White, right? I mean, the original animated movie, the first ever full-length animated movie back in the 30s.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
I just looked up their IMDb
It's like 2.4,
rating.
right?
Alondra.
Don't look at user scores because again, user scores are going to be both positively and negatively skewed because it's a bunch of people coming in and being
and
like,
it was like 43 on Rotten Tomatoes.
It's 2 out of 10 on IMDb.
Like the critic score.
No, well, IMDb rating. So viewers, 52,000 votes. 2 out of 10.
See, that's what I'm saying. A little bit of that, though, is your classic review bombing because this doesn't represent my politics one way or another, or it does. I don't know. But yeah, the critics have all been, it's not been good. It's not been good. Leslie Bibb, that's who I was thinking of. Leslie Bibb, shout out. Oh, yeah, she is Ricky Bobby's wife.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Old
sure.
Carly.
Yeah.
Huh. I forgot
I've
about
been
that.
slaving over this all day. It's like KFC, Taco Bell.
Domino's. Yep.
Oh, man. All right, guys. That was fun. Coming up next, let's talk about a brand new Saints signing, what it could mean for the draft, and then help has arrived for the LSU football team. Keep it locked here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
Get Gordon and get it done. 225-888-8888. Gordon McKerney, injury attorney's there for you when you need him, okay? And when you need him, unfortunately, is generally when you get in an accident, which is always rough to begin with. But you know what makes it more rough? When you deserve compensation and you don't get it because you got the big insurance companies leaning on you and telling you no. So get somebody who's going to fight said companies for you on your behalf. And that's Gordon McKerney, injury attorneys. Get Gordon, get it done.
Go to the website today. Remember, right there on the homepage, you can have a conversation with the G team. And also, if you want to check out what they're doing in the community, that's throughout Louisiana, not just here in Baton Rouge, throughout the state of Louisiana, @GetGordon's always going to be the handle on all major social media, so you can check that out as well. Again, the website's a great tool. See what they can do for you in the courtroom. Also, wherever you're at in Louisiana, put your area code, followed by 888-8888. Get Gordon and get it done.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Baton Rouge's home for real rock. It's Eagle 98.1. Foo Fighters. Led Zeppelin. AC/DC. Pearl Jam. And the flagship home for LSU sports. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. Eagle 98.1 is the rock station.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
At Atmos Energy, our smart choice solutions help customers save energy and emissions with rebates up to $500 off high-efficiency natural gas appliances, smart thermostats, and weatherization upgrades. Together, we're fueling our energy future.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you.
Dare you say that my behavior is unacceptable? So condescending, unnecessarily critical. I have the tendency of getting very physical. So watch your step, cause if I do, you need a miracle.
Welcome in to the best morning sports-ish show around. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
All right, welcome back in. OTB 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. I'm going to throw this one to Tay-Tay because, as T-Bob said, the Saints did make a signing over the weekend, somebody they are very familiar with. And Tay-Tay, somebody that I know you are heartbroken to lose.
Yeah, Brandin Cooks. Heartbroken is a word to use. I don't know if it's the correct word to use.
No, you were talking about how now the offense is going to stall. You're not going to have a receiver 2 with CeeDee Lamb being the 1. You were really heartbroken over the weekend.
Well, you know what? I wound up getting over it once I dove a little bit deeper. He's fine. I think you paid an older Rashid Shaheed $8 million a year. I think that's what you did with this move. You look at it, I mean, from the time he was in the league, every year but one, he had 1,000 yards outside of his rookie year. But the last 3 seasons, 699, 657. Last year, just 259. He has declined drastically. He was, when Dallas signed him 2 years ago, was thought to be hey, he's going to be that number 2 next to CeeDee Lamb, take a little pressure off of him. He got passed by Jalen Tolbert this year. And if you're wondering to yourself, who's Jalen Tolbert?
South Alabama.
That's kind of my point.
I mean, he was a third-round pick, right?
Yes,
I mean, it's not
he was
nobody.
a third-round pick. But, I mean, Cooks, you could say, okay, well, he had been injured. In 2023, he played in 15 games, 650 yards. I mean, last year he only played in 9, but he has not been that guy. He's that explosive burner is what he was when he came into the league. He's going to be 32 years old by the time the season starts, and he's had injuries. He's just not that guy anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually in Saints camp when he was a rookie, and I got a chance to watch him work as a rookie. Nobody could cover him. He was somebody that ran really good routes. He's been a good player in the league for a very, very long time. T-Bob, here is my issue with it because on the surface, I don't mind giving Brandin Cooks this amount of money. You bring in a veteran receiver. You bring in somebody. No,
it's a 2-year deal.
You bring in somebody that is kind of in the same mold as your 2 receivers that have gone through a lot of injury. So if they are injured yet again, you have a veteran player that can step in. He's not somebody off the street that hasn't been in the NFL in a couple of years like you brought in last year. So I'm okay with it. The only problem that I do have with it is you have yet another 5'10", 189-pound receiver.
You use that older version of what you already have.
Yes, that is my issue with it. Like, if you were going to sign somebody for that amount of money, it's no long-term, but it's a nice salary for a veteran receiver that's looking for a job. I would have probably rather them been 6'4", 210.
Could you have just re-signed Marquez Valdez-Scantling for this? Like, I would have much rather that. He's 6'1", 6'2".
How much did he end up getting, though?
I don't know. Let me check. But, I mean, he was good for you. He's played in this offense recently. Like, I would have re-signed Scantling.
Now, T-Bob, the thing that does change the math here is if they are targeting somebody at 9 in the NFL draft with what we're talking about, be it Tyler Warren, who, yes, he is a, air quotes, tight end, but also he can be an F in the slot. You can motion him wherever you want to, and that is basically a receiver that has the skill set to be able to go block as well. Like, you can use him in that way to be your big physical. You have Juwan Johnson as well. You just signed. So I know you're like, another tight end. Look, if Tyler Warren's there at 9, you love him. You are still going to take him, right? Your Juwan Johnson deal doesn't necessarily say you absolutely can't do it, but it's Tedoroa McMillan for me. We've talked about it. He's different. His size, his ability to go high point the football, his physicality in his routes. So if that's your plan, that's why you go sign another 5'10" receiver as an insurance policy for the guys you've already had that are in that same mold.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. A lot of people are trying to tie this into the draft and use it as a barometer for what the Saints are going to do in said draft. To me, it just very clearly seems like a depth piece that exists independently on a short deal. Because remember, the Saints randomly have cap space now. Because of all the deals they've reworked and kicked the can again and whatnot, and the record amount that the cap has been raising each year, and so you have some money to spend. It's not a ton of money that you give him. It's not a ton of time, and you get better. Like you said, last year was Cedric Wilson and Kevin White.
No,
it was a couple years ago.
Mason Tipton.
Who was I'm not thinking of Tipton. You had Pettis, right? You had Cedric Wilson, Kevin Austin.
Yeah, Kevin
was
Austin.
last year, right? Like Brandin Cooks should be better than them. And it's not a crazy
point. I mean, you re-signed Dante Pettis, but he was another one off the street that hadn't played in the NFL in a while.
So whatever. I guess my point is that this doesn't preclude you from drafting Tedoroa McMillan.
Not at all. It actually kind of
and I'm kind of with
that's still where you're leaning.
I agree. I'm kind of with you, Jake, where the more I think about it, and maybe this is a bit position based, because I'd also be happy with Genty for sure. But look at the position that's getting paid nowadays. It is wide receiver, right? And what if you have in Tedoroa McMillan a $30 million a year wide receiver? You want that guy on a rookie deal. He represents a skill set you don't have in that room right now. Kellen Moore is an offensive coach. You give Kellen Moore now Cook, Shaheed, Olave, McMillan, Alvin Kamara in the backfield. Like, okay, man, you can maybe be okay with that. And of course, the God DC4 under center. Maybe that's not. I'm just kidding. I like this does feel though. I'm with you, Jake. A lot of people saying this pushes him away from McMillan. This actually almost pushes me more towards McMillan in some ways as well. Bringing in a veteran voice also that can help teach a younger room how to operate.
Somebody's been through being a first round pick and having, those responsibilities that are tied to that, those expectations that are tied to that as well. And again, like, it is a really good insurance policy for what you currently have, but I think you have to add a difference maker that is not the same mold, because now you have 3 guys that are kind of in the same mold. And if you add, say, if you have if we're going to 11 personnel, right, and we're going across the offense here, and you have, let's say, Tedero McMillan, and you have Olave, and then you have Shaheed or Cooks on the other side, right, with Juwan Johnson, with AK in the backfield.
Yeah.
Right? Even Derek Carr can find some plays in that.
Yeah, and again, now, I mean, like Jake said, it's an insurance policy against Olave and Shaheed, who are constantly getting hurt. And granted, I guess Cook's kind of at that point in his career as well. But if you have 3, you should be able to find 2 for a majority of the year, hopefully. So Brandin Cooks, Saints' former first-round pick, back in black and gold. Nacho Man says, what character would Chris Farley play in Happy Gilmore 2? I would have loved it, because easy answer is the bus driver just again. But how great would it have been? Because I know he's actually in the movie. The real life person is. But what if Chris Farley played John Daly in Happy Gilmore 2? That would have been awesome. I would have cast Farley as Daly, and then I would have had Daly in the movie as somebody else and made Farley and Daly interact. Like, maybe make the real John Daly fake John Daly's caddy. That could have been very funny.
Yeah. Imagine
Chris Farley wearing a beard like John Daly's right now. Oh, it'd be so good.
Burning a heater.
Oh, I mean, I could see it'd be huge comedic potential.
Shotgun in an old Milwaukee before he tees off.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I was listening to Daly tell stories about beating Tiger, just still hammered from the night before. Smoking Joes, drinking Jack right before he goes out there, starting the day with a rum and Coke. It's insane. Anyway, more OTB coming up next.
Off the bench.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
It's not just a game, it's a religion. You've got your team colors, team swag, and now your very own website. LouisianaSports.net. Everything LSU, Saints, and Pelicans. Sports on demand. In-depth coverage by sports writing pros with continuously updated news. And with the LouisianaSports.net newsletter, you get pinged directly with top trending stories. Best of all, now and always, no paywall. It's free. LouisianaSports.net. Powered by 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Your home for Louisiana sports.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
After Hours Clinic is open nights and weekends, 7 days a week for breaks, sprains, and strains. Walk in anytime. Learn more at brortho.com. brortho.com.
Jake and James, the Trash Rangers. Do you need one more reason to switch your residential trash pickup? How about $13.95 a month for the first few months? Go to trashrangers.com and make the switch today.
Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 5 brands on one lot. Shop BayouAutomotive.com.
I found God on the corner of First and Amistad, where the West was all but one, all alone, smoking his last cigarette.
Welcome in to the best morning sports-ish show around. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Where were you when everything was falling apart?
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back to Off the Bench.
Did you want to talk sports here?
We can do whatever.
Can I get 3 minutes to ask a question?
Are you upset about U.S. soccer? Is that what this is about?
Oh, they'll get that. We'll get there later.
Okay.
Whenever we do winners lose. Do y'all ever wonder? Okay, so like this is a banger, right?
Yeah.
And they had multiple.
Yes.
Do y'all ever wonder? And T-Bob, you know this person, I think, so maybe you can give me some insight here. Like the fray is just everywhere. You turn on any show, you turn on the radio, they're everywhere, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden that comes to a stop.
Yeah.
At some point, and T-Bob and I think talked about this in Mobile, it just stops.
Yeah.
Where do they go? Like what happens
Made
to
their
like
money?
You still think they just get money off being the fray? And
I
it's
mean,
just they live? Like are they going to Biloxi? Are they in Atlantic City?
I'm getting on my buddy's bachelor trip. Somebody was playing the fray, and we had played like 2 or 3 of their biggest hits. And I was like,
not a shocker.
And I was like, man, I want to see the fray.
It was like the lamest bachelor trip I've ever heard
T-Bob,
of in my entire life.
You wanted us to drive in silence? Just drive with nothing playing? Just nothing playing in the
Give me the aux cord. We gotta hear some fray.
So go ahead.
No,
with
like
your
it just came on the
go
playlist.
ahead.
We were not
Go ahead.
actively playing it.
Yeah.
Anyways, we were joking around. I was like, guys, we got to go see the fray. And we're like at a bar or something. I'm sitting there and I'm like, where's the fray performing? They were in Lake Charles in like August. Like this past August.
The Golden Nugget, I'm assuming. Like the casino.
Yeah, I think it was the Golden Nugget.
Okay.
Yeah, it was one of them out there.
It's just it's wild. Like Creed was so big for a while. It's like, and then like where do they go now? Like they're having like a little bit of a comeback now. But like these bands that are just big and massive and selling out not only arenas at the time, sometimes they're going to stadiums, and then all of a sudden you just don't know where they're at. Matchbox 20. I could give you 1,000 different ones.
I would say
If Matchbox 20 made a comeback, I would go anywhere and pay whatever to go see Matchbox 20.
Right. It's just, y'all know I love my R&B. Like Jagged Edge. You've got banger after banger after banger. And
Where
now
you
it's
at?
like, where are you? Are you in Biloxi?
Yeah.
Are you playing at casinos, just making your money? And because how do you get money in music when you're not shelling out hit after hit after hit?
So Rohit says, I had tickets to see the fray, but I didn't realize the lead singer left the band. I've never been so disappointed. So I didn't think I realized it either. But the only person, so my brother-in-law's friends with the lead singer. And so I've got a little insight to this. I mean, first, I do think, look, they made a lot more money than I think I realized probably at the time.
Yeah.
Because how often their music would get licensed.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like royalties and
so,
stuff like that.
So when they play on a
Royalties
TV
have a
show,
long-
like you got to pay for that, right?
Royalties have a very long tail. Now, in the streaming era, it's gone way down, and that's why you see a lot of people putting their thumb on the scale for touring more, because that's probably the best way to inject money.
Yeah.
But or just selling your entire catalog to a streaming service for a huge lump sum.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, we were talking about movies a second ago, but that's been the big fight in movies, right? Like old school movie royalties were insane. You could if you had like one hit, you could actually continue to make enough money off of that to feasibly live a contented normal lifestyle. And now in the age of streaming, all that's disappeared. And you know the streaming giants won't give the data or whatnot to do it. So I don't know where music royalties are at nowadays.
Yeah.
But I do know the lead singer of The Fray did incredibly well at the time, and then he invested very well.
Okay.
And so yeah, I don't think he has to ever work.
Like Bilbo Baggins says, The Fray was probably played on every single teen drama between 2007 and 2013. Oh, there wasn't like an episode of One Tree Hill that didn't feature at least a Vampire Diaries.
Grey's Anatomy loved
Grey's
The Fray.
Anatomy loved The Fray. If you're looking for a show that will bring like kind of new music to you, Suits is always a go-to for that.
Really?
Like you haven't really heard of it, but you'll get the Shazam out real quick to see who it is.
I will maintain one day that Netflix show that I fell in love with. That playlist is right up there with Garden State in terms of maybe my favorite playlist ever. It's a little more. It's
High
got
bar.
a mixture of 80s. I don't know if it's got too much. I don't know if it's modern stuff or just stuff I hadn't heard from the 80s, but it's very good. Okay, Ben Levy says TV residuals, so it's really gone away. Now that surprised me a bit because I thought that maybe those would stick around since streaming services are competing over the big shows. But yeah, I guess not. We should do a.
All right, easy, Bilbo. Hill. Heel.
What? Oh yeah.
Hill.
Pinch. That's the same. That's the same. Pinch.
I get it.
Hill,
I've been
heel.
told on this show that I am the redneck of the show. I've been told. Sorry, bud.
How to bang
Go listen to
my
Murphy,
way.
Sam, and Jody to hear it said properly or how you want to hear it.
That's gonna be
dork.
You know, sometimes you
My
gotta
remake.
file your nails so that you can take your contact lens out of your eye.
That's true.
Make sure, ladies, file your nails.
Yep.
So you can take your contact lens out.
What?
I only know that I can say One Tree Hill.
Here you
like
go.
he wants me to say it.
I thought you were doing like ignoring the plank in your own eye to point the speck out in the other eye.
No.
What are you saying?
Okay, so I sent y'all
You didn't watch the video.
No, so I sent y'all a video and
okay,
I was
never
like,
mind.
this is what we keep losing to. She's like in a car wash. She's like in a car wash and she's like, guys, I had to get my nails filed because I can't get my contact out of my eye.
There you go, dude.
And I'm like, oh, you're so relatable.
That's what I'm saying.
You're so relatable.
You're so relatable.
Again, regardless of what you think of their lane, I think they're very, very good in their lane.
Yeah, I had like 2 likes maybe, so.
Okay. Anyway, all right, when we get back, let's talk some LSU football. Big addition to the squad. Keep it locked. Off the bench.
Off the bench.
Go to All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge. AllStarToyotaBatonRouge.com is the website for our favorite dealership. I mean, look, All-Star has been with us for years and years and years, and really the main sponsor of the show for years and years and years now. So if you want to support those who support us, get into All-Star. But really, you should get in there because you're going to support yourself. Great deals, whether you're buying new, maybe you want to explore like a Toyota certified used vehicle. Still get warranty at an excellent price. Always remember as well, the Body Shop Service Center open to all makes and models. You mentioned OTB when you go in, you get $250 towards that deductible. Go to allstartoyotabatonrouge.com today.
Yep, go to the website, see what you can buy new, see what you can lease, and see what you can rent. The beautiful thing about it all is everything's available in all 3 of those processes. So if you need van, midsize, full-size SUV, multiple trucks, multiple sedans, multiple hybrids, multiple everything over at All-Star. So go check out the website, find what is going to be perfect for you and your family's needs. AllStarToyotaBatonRouge.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast office products.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews.
Back at it, where sports talk meets pure chaos. Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. So, the LSU football team gave some good news over the weekend, as on Saturday, the news of the day that it was the first full practice for Northwestern transfer Josh Thompson. Of course, Josh Thompson ranked as one of the top interior offensive linemen during the transfer portal season. Obviously, that was a position where LSU wanted to get some help, be it a starter or a backup. Thompson appeared on paper, appears, I should say, on paper to look like somebody who would come in and slot in immediately as a starter. He was very highly recruited out of the portal. You won a very hotly contested battle for him. And he could not come at the beginning of spring because he was finishing Northwestern, getting his degree in the quarter system and whatnot. Well, he is here now, and this becomes a bit interesting, Jake. He didn't rep with the first team day one, which I'm not surprised about that at all. What I am a little surprised about, he played exclusively right tackle for the practice. So the ones on Saturday were, I'll go left to right here, so left tackle, starting at left tackle, Tyree Adams, Palmer being at left guard, DJ Chester at center, same thing that you saw at the end of last year. Cohen Eccles at right guard, Weston Davis at right tackle. Love that. A lot of young talent, a lot of new faces, but a highly talented group. And the backups, Carius Kern, who again was another guy that was viewed as an interior guy coming out of high school.
They said he could do both. He was kind of a cross trainer in high school.
No, and yes, a lot of this comes across training, but we'll get that more in a second. But second team was Carius Kern, Ori Williams, Braylon Moore, another highly sought-after transfer who actually ended up taking some 1 reps at center as well later in the practice. So him and Chester starting to rotate. Bo Bordelon, and then Josh Thompson. And look, Thompson's a guy that's listed as like 6'4", 290, perfect interior size, not really tackle size. So something, I don't think we need to make any grand sweeping proclamations just yet, but something to keep an eye on. Very interesting he was at tackle. Maybe they view him as like a swing guard tackle. I don't know. Again, I thought he would maybe come in and start immediately, but it's the first practice. We'll see where they end up going from here.
So you brought in a lot of transfers through the portal, but you also have a group of players that in the bowl game we saw go out there, and you could call it a bomb squad, but the bomb squad actually held their own against Baylor.
Yeah.
And so now you have, I think it's a luxury of having, transfer portal veteran players that you've seen do it at other places compete and push this young group of players that you recruited. I mean, they are homegrown. Like, you brought them in to be dudes. Okay, well, now they're going to battle against each other. And I think it's awesome because you needed competition.
True.
You needed that group to go up. You're losing basically your entire offensive line outside of your center. And not only your entire offensive line, you're losing a potential top 10 pick at left tackle. You're losing a probably top 60 pick at right tackle. You're losing a Miles Frazier that had as many games under his belt as anybody you'll find in college football as a starter. He started from day one when he got to FIU. Okay, so you're losing.
And dominated the Senior Bowl.
He did. He did. And dominated bowl game too and kind of took charge.
Yeah.
True. You okay?
Sorry, I got a little allergy.
I feel bad for you today.
Pollen.
So I do think it's good. Like, hey, you're coming in here from Virginia Tech, you're coming here from Northwest, like wherever you're coming from, we want you here, but just know we're not handing you anything.
Yeah.
Hey, young players that we recruited out of high school, we told you would have a chance. Well, here's your chance. But also, these guys from these big places that have played in college football, well, they're coming too. So you have to raise your level of play. Like, it's a luxury to have the young guys step up now because now that can be a conversation. It can be something that is real, that you have this competition and try to the best five. I don't think any of us know right now what the best five would be. It's even hard to project what it would be. And I'm talking about even positions.
Yeah.
Like, you have a lot of swing players in there that are going to be able to play different positions. And so outside of DJ Chester probably slotting in at center, I don't know what the rest looks like, but it's not because you don't have the bodies. You have them. Now they're going to compete.
Yeah. Again, though, even DJ Chester sliding in center, he's starting to rotate with Braylon Moore.
Yeah.
And so what does that mean? That, like, what if Braylon Moore ends up winning the ones? You still think, like, I feel like DJ Chester's are probably still one of your best five, or has potential to be. So does he bump over to guard? What's the knock-on effect there? Does that knock out Cohen Eccles? Does it knock out Mabenga, who got better as the year went on? And then where does the Josh Thompson fit in? So there's a ton to be figured out. It's not a bad problem to have. I think you have a lot of guys that can legitimately play on this level. I'm actually very confident that the interior is going to be fine. The big question mark, Jake, tell me if you agree, are going to be the tackles stepping up because of what you're replacing and because it's going to be new guys. And so whether it's Weston Davis, Tyree Adams, like we said, maybe Curran or Thompson or whatever, that's the biggest question mark. Those are going to be the guys that are really going to have to prove that there's going to be drop-off, but not too much drop-off from last year to this year, because that's how you potentially waste Nussmeier and this incredible receiving core that you're bringing to bear.
Yeah, like what I saw from Adams last year, but like Davis was a 5-star guy. Like he had all the
and
talent.
Joe Adams was a huge recruit too.
Big time recruit. So hey, now it's your opportunity, Tay. I know you want to say something.
For what it's worth, when Braylon Moore goes to center, DJ Chester has been sliding down to guard in place of Cohen Eccles.
Okay.
So Chester has been that guard when Moore's been in there.
Okay.
And honestly, and T-Bob, I'd throw this right back to you being the guy, obviously, that played the position at a high level. I mean, there was times, like with some of the pre-snap stuff and some of maybe the taking the charge that DJ Chester didn't, raise to the level you want. It left a lot to be desired in that aspect of it. And so, like, he is a player that I think could play some guard. And if you want to get a veteran player at center, that's not the worst thing in the world for LSU.
Yeah, no, not at all. Especially Braylon Moore, that mentally has already proven he can do it over multiple seasons at that position at that level. So a ton still to be figured out, but a credit to the roster building that Brad Davis has done, both through traditional high school recruiting and to the transfer portal, that although I don't know exactly what the final answers of the test look like, I still feel confident in the final answers because you have a lot of different options. And if you throw enough talented guys at the wall, like some people will end up sticking. Who will that be? Well, we'll have to wait and see. But Josh Thompson now officially there, so LSU offensive line at full strength for the remainder of spring. All right, when we get back here on OTB, let's kick off hour number 3, one of our favorite segments every single week, Weekend Winners.
Off the bench.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Welcome to Staples.
I hear Staples prints it all for any business.
You bet. And we'll beat any print quote.
So if I had a pizza place...
Staples can print signs, menus, pizza boxes.
A landscaping business?
Oh, we can print yard signs, T-shirts, brochures.
How about a pizza/landscaping business? I'll call it Dough and Mo.
I like it.
Right now at Staples, get up to $250 off your print purchase. Ends 4/5 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. here on Monday, March 24th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect rainy skies with a high of 77. In hour 3 of today's show, we'll Weekend winners at 9 a.m. Then Devin Snow hops on at 9:15. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can catch it in the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. You can also follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let's go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert. Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
They said I gotta come off the bench.
Now, here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
What up, guys? Hour number 3 of OTB here on 104.5 ESPN. YouTube.com/1045 ESPN if you're coming out this today, God. T-Bob, Jake Alondra, and Tay-Tay hanging out. You got Dem Snow, a.k.a. Hold the Mayo, coming up next. But first, let's go ahead and dive into some weekend winners.
That's how winning is done.
That's right! We can't have anyone freak out there, okay? We've got to keep our composure. We've got too far.
I'm by winning. I win here and I win there. Now what?
Are you doing what it takes to win a championship?
Wow, winning.
Well, then I guess there's only one thing left to do.
What's that?
Win the whole thing.
All right. My first weekend winner, Jaden Daniels' mom. And I don't think we need this video with sound, Taylor. Just go ahead and play it and I'll break it down. But Jaden at the women's tournament. I'm not exactly sure where this game is, but sitting at the women's tournament. And
it's at USC.
USC is, oh yeah, duh, they're hosting. I'm an idiot. Yeah. So he's out there in LA. He's at the USC basketball game. Back it up again, Taylor. And he is sitting there and talking to the superstar, Juju Watkins. And back it up all the way, because I want to see the full extent of their flirting here. Jaden's flashing that classic JD5, massive style. Both them just exceedingly good looking. She's kind of coyly touching her ear there. You can tell there's some vibes going on. The camera's loving it. I mean, two absolute superstars. And then the hard cut, and Mama's in the middle. And her energy is that of, we ain't playing this game. She's looking at the camera, pointing at the camera, saying, I see what you filming. I see you filming. But the biggest difference, look at Juju Watkins' body language pre-mom to post-mom, because it
Jaden's
is
too.
Did Jaden? I haven't even looked at Jaden.
I mean, look.
Nah, Jaden.
Look at her, though.
Oh yeah, he is sitting up straighter. But Juju, look at that.
She is like hands on
Juju
her lap,
is
not
hands
moving.
in the lap, basically sitting on her hands after Mama Bear shows up.
She has said, like, I'm not letting anybody take advantage of Jaden, and I don't think somebody like Juju Watkins would, but
That's what I'm saying. If anybody like Juju Watkins seems like somebody who would be a premier candidate to date my son.
This is what she does, though.
Damn, look at her. And she's pointing at the camera like, I see your ass. I know what you about to do.
Jaden's just acting like he's on his phone all of a sudden. Like,
How old is Jaden?
25. Probably 25.
I think he's a little too old for that.
You tell Jane's mom.
I
weekend winner, Jane's mom.
100% agree with that.
I ain't saying anything. You do your thing.
Yeah, like this is Juju Watkins. Like she makes a ton in
well,
NIL.
He's also a grown
She's successful in her own life.
In the NFL.
Yeah.
Hey.
I get it, but
mom's is different. You got to deal, Yeah, look. Shout out, Jaden, mom. I think you did great work here. Although, again, give Juju a chance, because, that's a catch. Be a great relationship. God, that'd be like one of my favorite celebrity relationships if they were to get together. I just can't get over how different Juju looks from one to the next. She looked very displeased immediately afterwards. Mama Bear, shout out. Shout out to all the moms out there.
Weekend loser, the United States men's national team. They lose to Panama 1-0, then turn around in the third place game and lose to Canada 2-1. for so long talked about the coaches, talk about this, that, and the other, talk about the stadium. And look, it wasn't full. And why are you playing that game in SoFi? That game doesn't need to be played in SoFi. I played it, Home Depot, whatever it is now, StubHub, whatever, in Carson. Like, that massive stadium for that tournament's not going to be sold out. But, like, at some point, like, the players have to take some ownership in this. And, like, they play for some of the biggest clubs in the world. And we could go through the list, and all of them are in Europe. And for those clubs, they give everything that they have. But that's because they know they have to, or their position's going to be taken. Like, you can't go to AC Milan. You can't go to, Fulham. You can't go to, wherever they're at, and just be complacent. But for the national team, they know there's not a lot of people underneath them that are pushing them and pushing those jobs. I mean, Juventus and all these clubs, these massive clubs that you have players that are not only starters, I mean, they're being counted on. But for the national team, it seems like they're just content being there because they know they're not going to be dethroned. And you got a World Cup coming up in this country in 2026, and the vibes are low, incredibly low right now. And at some point, the players have to be like, you know what? We got to take some of this.
I get accused. I mean, what do you mean take some of it? They need to take all of it. I get accused of being loosey with the football with the Pelicans, and that's accurate. But my God, I've seen this my entire life with the U.S. men's national team.
Yeah.
Every time there's some new reason why it's going to be better this time around. And as of late, it's exactly what you said. It's been, look at our guys. They're all in the Premier Leagues across the country now, or across the world now.
Yep.
They're in Europe now. Give me a good MLS Lawless or an MLS Bradley over any of these bums. Take your Borussia Dortmund and shove it up your Barushka. Get out of here. Losers. I believe that we will win. Anyway. So not just hockey. Now we lose to Canada and footy as well.
Yeah.
Oof. I don't love that.
Duh. Are we going to be Canada? For all our talk of annexing them, are we just Southern Canada now?
The NBA MVP is about to be Canadian.
Yeah.
Damn it! Oh, well. I'm a Canadian lesbian, so y'all are welcome to join me with citizenship anytime you want.
That's very true. You are that.
Anybody else?
Weekend winner, and I hate to do this, but somebody has to. John Calipari.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't want to go give the Arkansas Razorbacks any sort of credit, but I kind of have to here.
Arkansas.
Everybody was, kind of hating on Coach Cal, and he was the 10 seed. All of us picked in this room St. John's to be Arkansas.
Sure.
A lot of people did so around the
Not
country.
me. I picked Arkansas Friday on Rome.
Okay, what does your
Did you?
bracket right there on the wall say?
Bracket doesn't matter.
Oh, so you're
So
saying the
only
Rome
the
show matters,
Rome-
but this one doesn't.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
also what he's
crazy.
No, I'm
saying
saying my
is
bracket
T-Bob
doesn't matter.
continues to put OTB last on the totem pole, and that's why we can't beat Murphy, Sam, and Jody. But
Unbelievable
anyway,
lie.
10 seed Arkansas beats 2 seed St. John's over the weekend, and weekend winner John Calipari.
Yeah, heck yeah.
So this was Good Ballas, part 25. It's just the 25th time that Cal and Pitino were squaring up. That includes 6 NBA matchups.
That's wild.
Even, Jake, this was their 5th tournament matchup alone, which apparently Coach K and Izzo are the only ones with more. They met 6 times. It was tied 2-2 coming in, so Cal now takes the 3-2 lead.
Yep.
This season started with Cal as the winningest active coach in college basketball, with Pitino right behind him. But because Pitino won more games, he actually passed him up.
Right.
But now Cal gets one back when it matters most. Also, don't lose sight of the kind of view that also he beat Bill Self in Kansas along the way.
Yep. Yeah.
Who's 3rd on the list for active winning coaches. So what a year for Cal. Dead in the water, 11-7, 0-5 in the SEC, and now won at Rupp, beat Bill Self in Kansas, and then beat his arch rival Rick Pitino. To take an Arkansas team to the Sweet 16 that was thought to be dead in the water.
Yeah.
Absolute
I was
weekend
telling
winner.
you guys, like during the break earlier, I'm actually pulling for them to go ahead and go win it all. Why not? Like you can think what you want about John Calipari, but like the fact that Kentucky was just sitting there like, we're better than John Calipari all of a sudden for all he did to that school. Like, no, good on John Calipari. I hope he gets it done.
Now, weekend winner, the SEC. So it looked a little sketchy at times for the SEC. Are they overrated? Are they not? But in the end, the SEC sends a record 7 teams to the Sweet 16. Yeah, absolutely insane. And really, when you look at the Sweet 16, all Power 4 schools.
Yeah.
And the line that's being drawn, and it's impossible not to, even though it's a small data sample size, is that, that's NIL. These schools have the most money to spend, and what do you know? They have the best players, and now the entire Sweet 16, there's no Cinderellas whatsoever.
Weekend winner for me has to be Derek Queen of Maryland. Like, no question about it. Colorado State, who's a really good team. You know, they were a 12 seed. A lot of people had picked them to make their Sweet 16. They had a 1-point lead with about 3.7 to go. The coach pulled them into the huddle, asked them who wanted the ball. Derek Queen said, give it to me. I'll get it done.
He said, give me the MFing ball.
And look, he went out there, 6'7" center, hit the fadeaway jump shot at the buzzer. Maryland won 72-71, so weekend winner for me, Derek Queen.
And a beautiful shot from the freshman.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, driving to the hoop, getting pushed out a little bit, fading away, high off the glass, silky smooth as can be. I'm from Baltimore. Get it, Queen.
Just the 4th freshman to hit a buzzer beater in the NCAA tournament since 1985.
Dang.
Really?
Yep.
Damn.
It's rarefied air there, Bo.
Yeah.
Big balls.
Do we think because of NIL, like the mid-majors, like they're dead?
I don't.
There's not as many.
I think that's the conclusion that's going to be drawn. I say let's not go too far with this because those schools will mobilize. They'll create money. Like you can feasibly compete with. The price tag's not as high in basketball.
Right.
And so, like, if you're a Gonzaga, everything Gonzaga has is going to be thrown into that.
Basketball, there's no football.
Well, St. Mary's gave Alabama a game in the first half.
That's what I'm saying.
Drake upset Missouri. I mean, there's a few.
Yeah,
they're
Drake
not
upset
done,
a lot of people.
but it's probably that. Yeah, I mean, it's probably they're not going to see it as much.
Yeah.
If I had to guess. Also, you're getting really tested teams out of these other conferences, whereas some of these littler schools, they're great and they've won everything they played, but they haven't gone through the gauntlet. They don't have the scar tissue a la in Arkansas.
Right. Or even if they have, it's been a long time. Like Gonzaga does it in the non-con, but that was 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So they haven't had to, dig deep and fight through the fire because of it.
I'll throw them into winners, even though they probably deserve their own segment, so I want to explore more. But the LSU gymnastics team winning the SEC title over the weekend.
Let's go.
The only SEC team to break 198, 198.2 final score. They had their highest bar score in SEC champion history, the highest beam score in SEC championship history. And, of course, they beat Oklahoma now for the second time this year. Oklahoma putting up a 197.925. So, you've now gotten the Sooners twice this season. Here's where it gets a little hairy, though.
Can you get them 3 times?
You're probably going to have to get him a 3rd time. Now, I will say this, though. It's like I told Coach back when Oklahoma was coming to town. I've shifted now, though. LSU is the big dog.
Yeah.
The question should be, can the Sooners get them? This is a team full of veterans who have already won a national championship, know what it takes. They get an injection of fusion from like a Kalen Chio. Like, they are the big dogs. They are the team to beat. And I have all the faith that they are going to put their best foot forward in this championship run. But shout out to them, SEC champions of both the regular season and tournament.
It's been a remarkable run for them, and like the job's not done. But to your point, though, they do feel like they have taken over, because it's okay to still to be humble and all those things that we talk about, but also no, I am now the alpha. Like, this is now our sport. Like, we're no longer on the come up. Like, we are the team. Like, that's okay to have that mentality and also still have the drive that they had going to play and win a national championship.
And, it looks like you got a healthy Haley now right at the right time. Dominant stuff. Anything else back here, guys?
Yeah, I got one more. I know he lost, but I am going to give a weekend winner to Rick Pitino because he lost in the tournament. You know, he could have felt some type of way about it, but what does he do? He goes to New Mexico, watches his son Richard coach New Mexico in that tournament the very next night. So weekend winner Rick Pitino, he was able to get all the way out there and make.
You're
that
not going to play
so.
the video.
No, I'm not going to play. I know what video you're talking about.
There's a video that's gone viral of him. It's praising him for being out there.
Would you give weekend winner to cameraman for
with
that one?
his
Because he's the
son,
one getting
but
the love.
there's just there's a heavy bosom
All right,
behind him.
hang on. I'll
with some cleavage that is doing the work.
My next one might be a little too chronically online.
Yes.
I don't know. Have y'all seen this Ashton Hall guy on
No.
Twitter? Okay. He does these like morning routine videos and he makes
Yeah.
so now the entire
the
internet
super Jack Black dude with the ice. Yes.
The entire internet is now making fun of Ashton Hall, and it is probably my favorite thing that has happened this weekend because everybody is like remaking his videos now, and
They're
so
very good.
ridiculous.
I'm very chronically online. I've seen him as well. The only thing I'll say is, and there's the Patino video that's gone viral, as you can see why.
Yeah.
But
he's there supporting his son.
I saw like some of the comments were funny. Some of the comments were like, it took me 5 minutes to find out where Rick Pitino was.
they're all the comments are what you would expect. Here's the thing on Ashton Hall though, Alondra. I still think there's a good chance that he's doing it satirically.
Oh yeah.
Which means he wins. I'm not 100%
that's what I'm saying.
there.
He's
I'm
my
not,
winner.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know I don't know if he's being serious or satirical. Maybe it's a mixture of the two.
I think it's a mixture of both.
But like I've seen like, yeah.
And then so there's this other guy. His name's Drew, and he also does like morning routine videos. But he's like a normal guy. Like Ashton Hall. Like he looks super rich. Some of them, he like goes out into a helicopter. There's like a chick that's like handing him stuff the entire time.
I saw one. He's like in the gym
like,
shooting. He's playing basketball and he gets off a beautiful jump shot.
Yeah.
And then he has like an assistant just come and hand him a piece of fresh watermelon.
Right.
Like, oh my God, that seems amazing.
It's so funny. And then there's this guy, Drew, who's like super normal. And they're like, this is my goat. So I don't know. It's just so funny to me how the internet reacts to stuff. But weekend winner Ashton Hall because now everybody's
I want to do an ice
trend.
face bath.
I've
see how
never
it feels.
seen that water ever in my entire life in a store.
Yeah, neither have I. That's true. Also, what's this tape over the mouth while sleeping stuff?
So it's for like mouth breathers.
Sounds so dumb.
Idiots? No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
So, but like I've heard of this. It's apparently a thing. It's supposed to also, I've again heard, I haven't like done my own research on this or tried it or anything like that, but like it's also supposed to help with like if you have a double chin.
I don't know why this is where I draw the line.
Mouth tape.
But I'm like, come on, guys. What are we doing?
You're supposed to sleep better too because you're not mouth breathing. I don't know.
Tell you what, I'll try it tonight. Let y'all know. If I don't come to work, it's because, well, I couldn't breathe and I died in my sleep. Yes, but I will let you know how it goes.
There's nothing I love more than influencers who their work consists of just sitting on a laptop with nothing else.
Yeah.
No papers, no nothing. It's like just a tiny little laptop, type one Zoom meeting, bam!
Yeah.
Money made. Anyway.
So I know
I
you guys
love
been
it.
asking me about my routine.
I've
been asking you.
I know.
It is funny. I wonder why they just randomly caught fire this week. Just internet.
I don't know, but it's so funny. And then everybody looked him up, and I guess he used to go to Alcorn. Is that what that school's called?
Yeah, Alcorn State.
Alcorn State, yeah, and he rushed for like 8 yards.
Oh, no.
He played football. Hell yeah, dude.
Not the
don't
8
get me
yards.
wrong. He has one of the craziest bodies I've ever
Insane
seen.
body. But then people are like, his thing on the website says he's 5'11", so they're like, he's 5'5" at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Probably 5'9". All right. When we get back, Dem Snow, a.k.a. Hold the Mayo. Keep it locked.
Off the bench.
Go to trashrangers.com. Trashrangers.com. If you need residential trash pickup services here in South Louisiana, okay? And you live in Livingston or Ascension, you're lucky because you actually get to make a choice. Like based on where I live, I don't, right? I'm forced into a city contract essentially. If you live in Live State Ascension, you can make the choice. You can go with the local guys who give a damn, who are more reliable, hassle-free, who text you the night it's your day to put out your can, so you never forget again. It's just a level of customer service you don't get from other places because they're locals. They're here. They're your neighbors. And they don't take the profits out of state like these national companies. In fact, they funnel them back in through your churches, your little league teams. And again, if you're a business owner anywhere in the listening area, you make the switch today. They can handle whatever your needs are. Go to trashrangers.com.
Go to the website today to also, kind of see what you need. And you can call them, and they can have that conversation with you. Because if you have a project, you need a dumpster, you'll be able to choose between 3 sizes, trashrangers.com.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary. For those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe. My whole team on wild.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them.
Said I don't know if I've ever been good enough. I'm a little bit rusty and I think my head is caving in. And I don't know if I've ever been really loved by a hand that's touched me, and I feel like something's gonna give.
Welcome back to Off the Bench, where the takes are hot and the sports talk is questionable.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back. OTB, and it's Monday at 9:58, which means it's time to talk to our guy, Dem Snow, a.k.a. Hold the Mayo. ATMsports.com/shop for all your Hold the Mayo merch. Dev, what's up, brother? How you doing on this Monday?
Yo, what's up? How we doing? Rest in peace, George Foreman.
Rest in peace, George Foreman. I did not realize. Dev, you...
George Foreman Grill.
Yep. Shout out to
Yeah,
George
yeah.
Foreman.
Wait, hold on. We can't.
Yeah, we can't glaze over that, T-Bob.
My bad. You're right.
Yeah.
I mean, who all had a George Foreman grill in college? I know, Jake, you very famously lived with a couple of George Foreman Michelin-graded chefs, yes?
Yes. Luke Sanders, Craig Stelz, whatever the warranty for like expected lifespan of a George Foreman grill was, they tried to test that in year number 1
Just
on
what?
campus.
Just Tyson chicken 24/7?
Tyson chicken patties, yep, with fat-free Italian dressing as the seasoning. Yep.
Love it.
Sounds awful.
It was actually pretty good.
Thing about the Foreman grill is just it was such a durable grill too. Like, I didn't even have to clean mine. You just did what you had to do,
Yeah.
put it in the cabinet, and then you took it out again, and it worked the exact same. It was just a flawless little grill. My dad wouldn't let me go to college without a Foreman grill.
It's true. I've never looked up the story. I'm sure there's great documentaries on it, but
You don't know, like they offered it to Hulk Hogan?
no, that's what I'm saying. Give me this. If anybody knows
Dev,
the
I know
backstory,
you
give
know
it to
that
me.
one.
Yeah. So they offered the deal. That it was like, I think it was like $10 million or something crazy for it to be the Hogan grill. And thank God that didn't happen because the Foreman grill, it just sounds right. It was meant to be. And they still Foreman grill. I'm looking at one right now, $35.88. Walmart, pick it up today.
They had so I think the story goes, Deb, they had like 2 products and they were kind of choosing between, and like Hulk Hogan I think saw like the grill and was like, no, I want the blender or like whatever it was, and they were like, okay, well, George Foreman will get the grill, you'll get the blender. And I think like he was kind of hating on the George Foreman grill. And then lo and behold, that thing 30 years later is still being sold at Walmart.
How about this? Speaking to the AARP in 2014, Foreman said he made, quote, much more than $200 million from the grills and was at one time earning as much as $8 million a month. A month, guys. I mean, here's a guy who commits his entire life to fighting, getting beat up, the most brutal profession you can imagine, and then laps his career earnings by multiple times over from pushing grills. It also does, look, if you are a fighter, again, guys, personality matters if you want to make it. If you want to make it both in the actual fight career and post-fight career, personality is almost just as important as actually being good at fighting.
Yeah, just a real American too, dude. This guy, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like just a real American, like the example of a happy entrepreneur American, George Foreman.
Jeez. It says that he originally got 40% of the profits in his original deal.
Yep.
That's insane. Shout out George Foreman.
Yeah.
Shout out to George Foreman Grill. All right, Dev, I want to ask you about something that you were tweeting about earlier, and that is a new Titanic simulation on YouTube. You said this is and it's a fantastic video by you. You're filming your screen vertically, so you can kind of see some of the office beneath, some of the office below. Your monitor's edges are outside of your phone screen. I can feel the stoned hole that you were in because I've been there.
I got some mail from the IRS sitting right there.
Yeah, exactly. It's a very real video. But you're watching a 2.5 hour digital simulation of the Titanic sinking.
Yeah, he drops them every year, man. Shout out to this guy. I don't know his name because he's got a page called Titanic Honor and Glory, and he drops the best Titanic simulations every year.
Taylor, I'm putting it in the document. Sorry, continue, Dev. My bad.
Yeah. You just got to sit there and watch it for 2 hours and 50 seconds. Because it took 2 hours for the Titanic to sink.
And so this is the new. So the link that I clicked on was the new 2024 animation. This is from 11 months ago, so we should have a 25.
Yeah.
Coming out here soon. It's got 2 million views. Titanic Honor and Glory. He's got almost 500,000 subscribers. And
I mean, I'm convinced that Titanic's got to be one of the most looked up things on YouTube.
So it's just videos about the Titanic. Oh, but look at this. Titanic's Millionaire Suite in Unreal Engine 5. That looks awesome.
Yeah.
You're gonna show me the millionaire. Oh, my God. Okay, so this video specifically that you were watching, though, it is the sinking in real time. So like
In
you
real
said, the
time.
full 3 hours that it would have took to sink.
Yeah, I mean, they tell you everything. They tell you when the engine shut off. You know, every single detail is in this video. I mean, it's top-notch work. It really is. I mean, it's unbelievable. I don't know why I'm so fascinated with the Titanic. Another one I'm fascinated with is the escape from Alcatraz. Same thing. You know, I'm always looking it up on YouTube to see if we got any new developments. Amelia Earhart, you know, we're going to find her, you know.
Ooh, how would we even find Amelia Earhart at this point, right? I mean, like...
She was in a plane.
Yeah, bro, but come on. I mean, what if it crashed in the ocean? We're not
Yeah,
finding
I mean,
that plane.
Sometimes they find them, and then sometimes, just like Malaysia, you know, they don't find them.
Yeah.
So...
What is it about? Do you know why you're so hooked on the Titanic? You feel its clarion call like a siren? Maybe is it the sea? What calls to you so much about the Titanic?
I think a majority of the world is. I'm not saying, I don't know, maybe not majority, but a good portion of the world is very fascinated with the Titanic, and it's because we don't know enough about underwater. You know what I'm saying? We just don't.
Yeah.
And the fact that this big old ship that had 2,224 people on board that sank in 1912 is still under there, just chilling. I don't know, man. Like, I always said, bro, I think we should have brought it up a long time ago.
Kind of like a sign of human hubris as well, right? I mean, it had everything. And then what did it mean in the end? Nothing.
Yeah.
Had all the money. Of course, it got conspiracies tied in and whatnot.
And just the worst way to, I mean, got to be the worst way to die. Or like top 5.
Oh, it's top 5 for sure.
Just the knowing what's happening as it's slowly happening. I mean, it's the old perfect storm thing where the boat flips over and then they're just in the room as it slowly fills up. So you just know you're on a timer. That's like been my biggest fear forever.
Perfect Storm was so well casted too.
Banger.
I mean, it was so good, so good. But yeah, no, I don't know, man. I can't stop. Even before the guy that had the submersible went down there and they died, I was watching that guy for 4 years before that. He was the only guy that was putting 4K Titanic footage on YouTube.
So you were in on the Titan submersible before it became the story because they became the story. You were a Titan submersible OG there for the actual Titanic content.
I knew about Ocean Gate years before this guy went on that journey that was fatal. And I knew when I heard there was a submersible down there, I knew it was his. Because he was going down there like every couple months.
Wait, so I still have not gotten to watch the Aquarium RB&R Day.
Oh,
Jake,
so good.
you came in
It's so good.
laughing your ass off, saying you loved it. What was so great about the Aquarium RB&R Day?
I mean, Dev, you can tell the people. I mean, who would have thought the things that you could have gotten done at the New Orleans Aquarium? I mean, not only do you get to see the sights, the sounds, but I mean, the options that we now have, dining and the beverages that they serve. I mean, it stepped its game up.
Yeah. I mean, you could literally, you could bring a date to the Aquarium, no problem. And, it's nice now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they were serving champagne.
Wow.
It was, it was like, I know do you remember, you've been aware, like they had the food court, they were serving like Domino's pizza.
Yeah.
That stuff's gone, dude. It's just a Cafe Aqua now with Randy.
Cafe Aqua. What a name.
Yeah.
What a great name.
Randy, he's running Cafe Aqua. 15 minutes later, he's downstairs selling chips. This is a hardcore operation.
How were the actual red beans?
Dude, it was all phenomenal. It was all great food. Yes. It's like a several $1 million expansion.
Yeah, I knew that.
You got to go watch the video, T. Watch the plates that Dev's throwing in front of the screen.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna
it was
make sure
so
to,
much food
watch it
that the best part about it was he took a to-go box from the aquarium.
Damn.
Yeah, exactly.
What was the best animal that you saw? Like, what new animal attractions do they have?
Best animal that I saw was this is just right off the top of my head. It was the fish that had no throat. I forget what they call it. It's a Mississippi something.
Excuse me?
And he had no teeth, no throat. Looked like he had like like throat cancer for fishes. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, but like, do fish have throats anyway? I think of their body as just one giant throat.
Brother, I don't know, but this guy like Glaton didn't have a throat. You know what I'm saying?
I know, that's what I'm saying. I can't like picture it in my head. I can't picture what that looks like. Give me a picture, Taylor, of the Mississippi throatless.
Put in Mississippi.
Do not put Mississippi throat goat. That is not.
Yeah, don't do that.
Not on work Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Fish do have throats.
Well, okay, but no, I know. I'm just saying. I think of like their body as the throat.
Some even have teeth in their throats.
Okay, I still believe all of this.
That's crazy, though.
Can
you imagine having teeth in your throat?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, they're called pharyngeal teeth.
Deb, I thought you were going to go with the white alligator, like you said, that hasn't moved since like 1984.
Yeah, I think that same white alligator got cataract surgery this past week. Like right.
Wait, hold on. Is the white alligator though? Is that at the aquarium or the Audubon Zoo? I can't remember.
They have one at the aquarium.
Oh, they have one at the aquarium as well. Okay.
They're at both. They're at both. And they took a white alligator out of one of them, and he's the first alligator to get cataract surgery this week.
Buchanan was telling a story back in the day about how when the white alligators first showed up on the scene, late 80s, it was a massive deal. News cameras everywhere, went to a giant release party and whatnot. I love those white alligators because they look like, did y'all ever eat the shark gummies growing up?
Oh, yeah.
They look like the great white shark gummy, which was always the best one. It was something about that texture. Like, I see that white alligator, and I just want to chew it.
Okay.
I just want to chew its little tail.
I also learned that Alaska is the number one seafood importing state in the world or in the country. Alaska is. So it's not Louisiana. Alaska actually imports, or not imports.
Exports?
What is the word I'm looking for?
Like
Anyway,
export. They send out more fish than anyone.
Yeah. They do more seafood than anybody in the country.
Wow. A lot of nature.
But they just don't know how to season it. That's the problem.
Yeah. Just give us the meat and let us handle the preparation. Oh, I forgot to do this during Weekend Winner. Shout out Jake Delhomme, Louisiana Derby over the weekend. Delhomme got the biggest win of his career, won a Grade 2 race. One of his horses did, Touch Upon a Star.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I heard he was coming in town for that. Somebody I know over at the fairgrounds and told me that. I'm glad he won. That's awesome.
And then Jeff Duncan writing over the weekend about Tiztastic, who won the main Derby race that qualifies you for the Kentucky Derby. Apparently, it's been over 30 years since we've had a Louisiana horse win the Kentucky Derby, and Tiztastic may be that guy.
And you know who it was, right?
Who?
You know who that horse was, right?
No.
Risen Star, baby. Ronnie Lamarck. Let's go.
Okay, so my dad. Okay, my old man was saying something about Lamarck yesterday. And I was like, in '96, like he already had that. Okay, so Risen Star. It was Ronnie Lamarck's horse.
Dude, I had pictures of Risen Star framed in my room when I was 4 years old. I had no clue who this horse was. And it was because my grandpa and Ronnie are really good friends, and they were all in on Risen Star, dude. And yeah, it's the most historic horse in New Orleans history.
Yeah, so Tiztastic is a Asmussen horse who, of course, he's won, I was reading, over 10,000 races, but he's somehow never won the Kentucky Derby. So maybe Tiztastic can finally get it done.
Yeah, it's not easy. They've had a few Louisiana horses, and Ronnie's had a couple of them, but it's something about the Kentucky Derby. It just ain't easy.
Yeah, I want to say one Louisiana horse maybe technically won, but it was after the winner got disqualified, so that doesn't really count.
I bet it counted in that pocketbook.
The seahorses, man. Seeing a seahorse in real time, pretty crazy.
It was crazy to me about seahorses that the males carry the babies. You know, one of the more fun. Yeah, it's one of the more fun facts of the animal kingdom.
Wasn't the Junior? Was that movie not Junior? Is it Junior?
I don't know. I wonder what the
Schwarzenegger where he's pregnant.
Mr. Mom.
I don't know.
I think it's Mr. Mom.
Okay, there's a movie where he is.
Yeah, Mr. Mom. Arnold Schwarzenegger gets pregnant.
Yeah.
Wow, I have to go back and watch.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, it feels weird uttering that sentence out loud. But I wonder how seahorses do that. What do you just a little pass back like it's a nice?
I'd like to put this thing in my pocket. You know what I'm saying?
They're cute. They look very frail though.
Yeah, I put them on a keychain for sure. Hey, the stingrays too. You know, they give you more. Like it used to be, like they were kind of like I don't know, not holding the stingray, but, they'd be there. So now it's just like 100 people standing by the stingray tank, and they all got their hands in the water.
I know. I feel bad for those stingrays. Kids.
And then they got one guy who's standing on the side. 2 fingers. 2 fingers.
All day. He's just
loving this guy. 2 fingers. Don't freak the stingrays out. Dude was going off.
Deb, where are we going for RB&R Day today?
I don't know. We got bad weather, so I got to kind of wait a few hours, and I'm going to figure it out. But probably, somewhere down here today, because the weather's supposed to be horrible.
There you go. Deb Snow, a.k.a. Hold the Mayo, at Snow Like John on Twitter. Check out the Hold the Mayo YouTube channel as well. Got tons of great content.
Yeah.
Any need, the Sunshine Team can help you do just that. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
At Atmos Energy, our Smart Choice solutions help customers save energy and emissions with rebates up to $500 off high-efficiency natural gas appliances, smart thermostats, and weatherization upgrades. Together, we're fueling our energy future.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Welcome to the 7th ranked morning sports show in America. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Guys, got to remind you about Central Plumbing. CentralPlumbing.org. Look, man, you call 925-8582, and they're in touch with you immediately. They got licensed, bond, insured employees, 24/7 emergency service, flat rate pricing, which I love. No surprise or hidden fees tacked in the background. They send you information ahead of time, but it's coming into your home, and then a great warranty once the work is done. So you get peace of mind every step of the way. You take advantage of half a century of expertise. There's simply no one better for any plumbing problems. Or if you want a bathroom remodel, upgrade, anything, go to Central Plumbing. Guys, so I got big news. Recently, I was lumped in with the Luddites, smashing the looms, basically saying, I hate AI and I refuse to adapt, right? I'll go down swinging in my ignorance. And when discussing revolutions yesterday with the Canon, he opened a line of logic to me that has, well, quite frankly, guys, it's caused me to completely change my mind.
What are we talking about?
How I have been decrying the rise of AI and saying that I'm not going to get on board and I'm going to swim against that stream however much I can.
Yeah.
But if we look throughout history, that is something that has very famously doomed many empires to nothingness. Right? China, for thousands of years, the premier, most advanced civilization on the planet, right? Then they become insular. They don't want things to change. They want to go back the way the things they were. And then by what? By World War I and World War II, they're just a backwater country full of ignorant hobos. Now they've come back online now. But like, look at this country that a few thousand years ago was the most advanced. But because they refused to continuing to advance, they fell all the way back. It's hard not to see the parallels with AI. If you don't get on board and try to ride with it and be at the forefront and understand it and use it, then you too run the risk of becoming that.
Is AI the
backwater
transfer portal?
hobos. It is. Exactly. It's NIL. It's the portal. Get on board or get left behind. So
I feel like I've been telling you that if you don't learn to use AI, it's going to use you.
You have been, and many people have said things along those lines. I guess it's from a something about tying it in with the larger rise and fall of empires in the past. And it's a rhythm that is not unique to China. We've seen all over the place. Islam, the Islamic Empire. I don't know if technically it would be Turkish or Ottoman, but I mean, they were the most advanced civilization for hundreds of years as well. And then they become insular and stagnant and look at what ends up happening. They fall back technologically as well. So yeah, I guess this is big news for T-Bot, my robot son, as I'm officially giving myself over to AI.
Yay.
Philosophically.
I'm proud of you.
I'm a fan now. We need to support it and develop it, even though likely it means our end still, but there's just no way around it. It's just like NIL and everything. You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. It still ends in disaster, but it is what it is. So.
I want to say this real quick before we go to break.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Delaney in the chat says LSU has no pitching, if I might say so. Saturday and Sunday starters are suspect. Anthony Ianson is not suspect.
He's been basically the exact as Kate Anderson.
He has a 46-8 strikeout to walk ratio. I mean, I think the only thing is you need a little more innings out of him, which he gave you some in the beginning of the season. We just can't get it out of him recently, but I don't think that he's suspect at all.
So because I saw this tweet from MK Nova on Twitter. Kate Anderson, 34 innings to Ianson's 32. Anderson's given up 25 hits, Ianson 27. They both have 8 walks. Anderson's got 56 Ks, Ianson's got 46. Anderson's given up 5 home runs. Ianson's given up 1.
Yeah.
They both are throwing 67% strikes. No, you have very good Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
All right. Wrapping up the show next.
Off the bench.
Go to coolprohvac.com. When your HVAC system has a problem, keep your cool and call the pros. But sometimes it has a problem that's maybe ideally a bit too late. So why don't you stay on top of your system and look into some preventative maintenance? You can have Cool Pro out to your home and take advantage of the local guys who, again, care about you. They give you a customer service that all these other companies that have been bought up by private equity do not. And you can explore things like the Pro Plan. It's only $99 a year, okay? No freaking monthly crap. $99 a year. You get live monitoring, staying on top of your system for you, priority scheduling, 1-hour service windows. We got flexible financing. The absolute best. Go to coolprohvac.com today.
I mean, the 1-hour windows, that's incredible. We've all been sitting there waiting on the 6-hour windows. You never quite know when it's going to happen. 1-hour window, and you can see exactly where your driver is. Keep your cool. Call the pros. 225-350-4397.
Baton Rouge's home for real rock. It's Eagle 98.1. Foo Fighters. Led Zeppelin. AC/DC. Pearl Jam. And the flagship home for LSU sports. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. Eagle 98.1 is the rock station.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Back at it, where sports talk meets pure chaos. Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB, man. Remember about Go Tommy's, Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. You go to GEAUXTommy's.com. And if you need hard to play, vinyl siding, wood or vinyl windows, any type of door, you want to go to Tommy's. Get energy efficient options with lifetime warranties. Okay, you can see the difference clearly where you work with Tommy's, winners of the Angie Service Award every single year they've been in existence. Go Tommy's.com. Go Tommy's.com. Shout out Tommy's. We love you. Damn, I had something I wanted to say and I forgot what it was. Anybody, you got one chance to close the show. What do you got?
This is a great song.
That, and yes, we are fully aware that the entire LSU basketball team is in the portal. Duh.
Yeah, who did not expect that?
It's going to happen.
Also, somebody mentioned Tyrell Ward earlier. Guys, he was gone before the season started.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, they are putting it out there as news now, though.
Yeah, but that's not. I mean, he left the team before the season started.
Look, and there's going to be changes in the staff. There's going to be new players. And you're going to go for broke. Like, you have one more opportunity to save it. I think we all agree there. You're putting more money into it.
In basketball more than any other sport, it's like year to year.
Yeah, that's what I mean. what a lot of these top tier programs are doing. It's 5 in, 5 out, 5 in, 5 out.
Yeah, whatever.
We'll see if that's what
Men's
you do down
college
the road.
basketball is freaking lame, dude.
I have no capacity to care. If I'm being
my
brutally honest.
My fan width is all taken up
Yeah,
right
it
now.
is.
If they were good, I'd care.
Yeah, same.
Does anybody know where I can hobby horse in Baton
What?
Rouge?
Hobby horse?
Yes. You ever seen this? You get a little hobby horse and you run through the competition as if it's you.
Jesus.
See you tomorrow.
Off the bench.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
You work hard every day to pursue a life you love. You put in the time, and it shows. You're forging ahead, chasing a dream, creating something better for the ones you love. You're building your own life. So why not build your own tractor?